Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now it's time to welcome you to TEE TV. Now we have the man, the blowhard, the toughest halfway titan there ever was, Damian J. Jaegerman.
Good morning.
And on this side here, we have the man of mystery, the man who might be called the Riddler, or who might just not know his name because he has amnesia. He might just be a perv who just wants to go in anonymity and jack off and backstage and just doesn't want you to see him on screen. I don't know. We're just going to say the man of three question marks.
Really, dude? Really? Hello, everyone.
I'm jacking off backstage. How you doing?
God damn it.
Well, here, folks, here's the man, your third host of this show. The man who has a lot less hair than the Beast Titan, but he has long arms and a long arm in between his legs. You know what I mean. Now, here is the man, the legend himself, the talking monster, Stone Beast. Thank you. And just to quote a guy from pro wrestling, shoosh, show starting. Thank you. How we going, guys?
Doing pretty good.
Happy Halloween month. Happy Halloween month.
I mean,
So
we're
we go-
not at Halloween yet.
But it's the month, baby. It's the month. It's the fucking month. Okay? It's the month.
The spooky
today-
season.
And let me find them. See, I probably should. If I ever got a tattoo like this, I've officially gone insane. But let's try and find him. He's somewhere up here, folks. Let's try and find this guy. Can you?
Try and find who.
You know who? Who are we talking about today?
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Perry.
Well, maybe. Fools rush in.
I found him. I found him. It is
There you go.
Clown. No, it's just south of Clown from Outer Space. Yeah,
Got him.
right there. Right there. Yeah.
Got him. Jigsaw, folks. We are
Yep.
doing Saw 4 today. I can't, well, you know what? It's right. It's good enough because Killer Clowns from Outer Space was a hell of a cult classic movie. He's right
Which
there.
I've only ever seen once.
He's good. Yeah, it's all about the way you look at it. In a
There was
way.
a few of those, right?
I
No,
don't
there was
know.
only one Killer Clown
Just
from
the
Outer
one?
Space movie. Only one.
Yeah.
And
think
they're
there's a
also
game
doing a
coming out,
video
actually.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Didn't mean to steal your thunder. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be. I haven't actually watched the trailer for it, but
I have. It's gonna be a what's the it's called an asymmetrical multiplayer game.
It needs to be.
asymmetrical's like top down, right?
No, that's isometric. Isometric.
So it's like that sort
That's
of like
called isometric. But asymmetrical is like Dead by Daylight or Evil Dead the
okay.
video game, where it's like, what's the best way to describe it? There's like one killer going up against 4 survivors, and the survivors have to try to survive the night while the killer has to hunt the survivors on the map. And if the killer manages to kill everybody on the map, then the killer wins. But if even one survivor manages to get out of the map and evade the killer, then the survivor wins. That's usually how it works.
Seems to be like, I swear every licensed horror game goes that way these days. Pretty much.
It's Dead by Daylight, Evil Dead the video game,
Texas Chainsaw.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre is another one that did that recently. Friday the 13th, the game, also did that.
Yeah.
And let me just make sure. So are we talking?
Hey, We only went down this route because we started talking about killer clowns from outer space.
No, what I'm saying is, are we talking about being able to choose your side?
You can
Yeah.
choose to either be a killer or a survivor in these games.
Cool.
You
That's
can.
what I thought you were saying, and that's
Yeah.
what I felt like. That's probably like the only thing that could really. Like, 1 second, fellas. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Although
I
I
have
think the killer's randomly selected, right?
like take Dead by Daylight for example. You have a huge list of killers that you can select from, and you have a limited list of survivors because there's not really a whole lot of survivors. God damn it. Survivors that you can select. There are options for the survivors, but not as many as the killers. Um, the I very briefly played Dead by Daylight. I didn't play it for very long, but I did play a little bit of it. Um, how many survivors are there? I believe that there's about a dozen survivors that you can pick, and there's about two, maybe 3 dozen killers that you can select.
Okay.
So yeah, and there are new killers being added every year. But
Just like,
many of these killers are licensed. So when the developers lose the license to use a killer in the game, the killer is then removed.
yeah.
So there are
'Cause-
some killers that were in the game at one point, but they are not there anymore because they lost the license.
And that's the problem with making it the type of game it is. Like, I'm sure it's great that it's online and multiplayer, but I'd rather just give me a story mode with bots and let me keep all the fucking characters.
Well, another thing that you have to worry about with Dead by Daylight is that there are security concerns you have to worry about with Dead by Daylight. I've heard people say that in Dead by Daylight, the people recommend that you have to play the game with a VPN.
Really? It's that bad?
Yeah, you have to play the game with a VPN.
Jesus.
Yep.
Was it that one that just added Nick Cage not long ago?
Yes, you do.
Okay, it was that one.
Yeah,
I
but
would like to pick up just Evil Dead, because I think you can play that single player.
Mm. Ash vs Evil Dead play with a single player. I don't know. I never played that. Wanted
I
to,
think,
but
I'm
never
not
did.
sure. Yeah, I would love to pick that up.
Yeah.
But I just definitely want to make sure that I said, it definitely needs to be stated that, especially with a game, they're gonna make a game like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I would definitely want to venture at being the clown at least once while playing the game. You know what I'm saying? Just I don't know why.
Be the clown. What clown?
Any clown. I mean, is any one of the clowns? I would just want to venture on being one of the clowns, like trying to, trying to basically take all the humans out, just to see how I would do.
I've been told that in Dead by Daylight it is more entertaining to play as a killer because playing as a killer you're by yourself. As a survivor, you are in a team of 4 people. So in a team of 4 people, you are pretty much having to work as a team,
I guess.
and that's not really going to have to work. That's not going to work if everybody's going off and doing their own thing.
Nope. If somebody slows you down, they become bait soon enough.
Pretty much. But if you're a killer, then the only thing you have to worry about is what you're doing on your own, and you can just go around and just find a survivor and kill the survivor and pick them off one by one. That's it.
I'm telling you, if you're on my team, you start slowing me down, I will kick you over. You know what I'm saying? And leave you as bait.
What we got from that little comment is that if we are in a situation like this with Stone's going to leave us behind and let us die.
If you slow me down and won't take my advice, you damn right, I will leave you as bait.
I mean, we don't know what your definition of slowing you down is.
Okay, so in other words, we're fucked if we're on Stone's team.
Nope. Nope.
That's what I take from it.
You're fucked if you don't if you don't take the advice from someone who's big on self preservation. Like I'm big on self
So
preservation.
if you say, hey, maybe you should hang back and just like, just take it easy for a minute. I'm gonna keep running, and I tell you to go fuck yourself. I'm the bad guy.
This kind of reminds me of that commercial. I can't remember what the name of the commercial was, but it always comes out around Halloween time where it shows those kids and they're trying to hide from the psycho killer, and they're hiding in like this like butcher like area, and they're saying like, hey, why don't let's go hide in that area with like the sharp instruments. And then the girl says like, hey, why don't we go take the running car? And the guy says, what, are you crazy? And then they go into like the place with the sharp instruments, and then the psycho killer's just standing there behind them, and he's going, really, guys? Really? Yeah. Have you guys ever seen that commercial?
It's the Geico commercial. Yeah. It's
the Geico commercial. Oh, yeah. That sounds like something Geico would do.
But no, but seriously, like, look, I'm the guy that you want if there's an infection outbreak in fucking, you know what I'm saying, in a fucking crowded subway. You want to be around me. Because
somebody's watched Train to Busan.
Because we'll get through there. 28 days later, 28 weeks later, if it happens, you'll want to be around me because I'll get us through that fucking crowd. Trust me, I'll get us through that crowd. So self-preservation, I know I'm fucking big on. I haven't had a lot of experience on having to preserve my life in that way, but I just know. Like as a kid, I used to dream about that shit a lot. So I know. You know what I'm saying? If I ever got in a situation, you know what I'm saying, my desire to preserve life would be very, very strong. Very strong. I'm just trying to tell you. And I'm talking about, it's not just friends and family. Like you gotta be on point if you're gonna be rolling trying to survive with me. You gotta be on point.
If I see a machete or a chainsaw, I'm gonna throw you at it.
No, if I see, you know what I'm saying, if I see a chainsaw or a machete, I already have a weapon and you're not picking it up, I'm already noticing things about you. I'm taking notes. I'm noticing things about you. You're not weaponing up, pal. You know what I'm saying? You'll fold. You know what I'm saying? You'll fold if you bust through here. You know what I'm saying? I know it. I fucking know it. You'll fold. You know what I'm saying? That's how I
have a fist fight with a chainsaw, you dummy. I'm gonna survive.
I see people getting nervous and clumsy. I'm like, yeah, that's the person we're gonna have to leave behind. You know what I'm saying? That'll be the person. Look for I'll let the slowest person know. Look, I'll let the slowest person know. Like, look, you might want to stay, but you might want to stay beside that person over there, because that person will ultimately save your life if we're in a chase. Be you know? Look, I already fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, the rest of us are gonna leave you behind, and you're gonna be the fat, limping goddamn wildebeest that's gonna get taken down. I'm telling you. I'm fucking telling you. Just saying. I'm trying to help people. I won't just leave you out there. I'm trying to give you good sense that'll keep you alive, and everything like that. Person that's always falling around, tripping over things. Hey man, tighten up. You need to fucking tighten up, man. That's not gonna be good for y'all there in that, with those trees and branches and rocks and things like that. You might wanna tighten up on that. Just saying. It's not it.
Charles, do you trust this guy yet? Do you think he's the one tripping the people?
Come on.
Are you familiar with that scene from Walking Dead where Shane and Otis had to go get medicine for Carl, and then he shot Otis in the leg and left him there for the walkers to devour?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Oh God. See, I don't need to do that. See, I'm strong. I'm fast. Look, I'm sorry. Look, you know how I be? I'm gonna be completely honest with you, okay? I kind of be like Adrian Brody in Predators.
You'd leave Danny Trejo to die?
He's already dead. They're just playing with you. Trying to pull you in.
Adrian Brody was not very believable to be a hardened mercenary in that movie. Not after seeing him in The Pianist.
No, I'm not a nice guy, but I'm fast. I'm sorry, man. Look.
Didn't they also kill off
that
Walton
movie
Goggins
Predators?
pretty early
It
too?
wasn't the best Predator movie, but it was definitely one of the better ones.
No, I mean, no, he did. He was there for a while. He did take on a fucking, you know what I'm saying, a fucking Predator. He tried his
He
best,
took
man.
on 3 of them.
He did, but the one did snatch his spine out ultimately. But yeah, he tried his best though.
Oh, and let's not forget that Topher Grace was in that movie.
I completely forgot until you just mentioned it.
Yeah. Topher Grace played a psychopath in that movie, and he played a psychopath surprisingly well.
No, he just, people just know what they look for when they look for a little craven guy who, what I'm saying, who likes to sneak on, to sneak up on people. They think they know what that looks like, and they think it looks like Topher Grace.
I don't know. I thought he did a good job as a psychopath, where he just had that look on his face, where he did the paralytic, and he just, I don't know. I liked that scene. It was very menacing to me, and I liked it. It was like, ooh, this is cool.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I think people just have a vision. They have a vision of like what, what a certain type of person looks like. Like when they think about some brute that comes in, and does certain terrible things, they think about some lumbering big guy or whatever, sweaty, just ridiculous, just there's that type of thing, real, real rough features. Like I said, it's just, people have a certain look that they assign to a certain thing. Like now it's like when you think about complete batshit unpredictable crazy, most people's vision of that, or what that looks like is Charles Manson. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they think about what complete unpredictable batshit crazy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, your head, man. They're thinking about fucking long hair, long beard, fucking X or fucking swastika on the forehead, and you know what I'm saying?
We're all familiar with him losing his shit on the stand in the courtroom.
Just that's what. So it's like it's always going to be that. It's always going to be something. With certain things, it's always going to be that look. What is the? What does that look like? You know what I'm saying? What does what does that particular guy look like? So yeah, Topher Grace is, like I said, people trust me. That's why it worked. I mean, not to say Topher Grace isn't a talented actor or anything like that. Certainly not saying that.
I mean, I just thought it was an interesting change of pace after being so used to seeing him in that 70s show.
But I mean, it's
turns out it's the other guy who was up to the sinister shit.
It's just setting up. It's just setting up for what you already see. Like think about it. Do you think if Kelso wasn't Kelso, there would be Dude, Where's My Car?
Kelso, that was
Ashton Kutcher. But if you think
I couldn't remember the character's name.
But if you think
look,
Kelso,
I saw Dude, Where's My Car, and that is without a shred of doubt in my mind one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I haven't seen it. I loved it at the time, but I would have been very young when that came out.
Oh no, I was still in high school when that movie came out, and I don't know. It's just I think
I was barely in high school.
I didn't like the movie.
Not 3 even.
I didn't.
What?
I thought it was stupid.
But before we
didn't they have alien chicks with big tits?
The one scene in that entire movie which I thought was the stupidest moment is when they're changing their clothes and they notice the tattoos on their back, and they start saying oh dude, you got a tattoo, and it's like, what does mine say? And it's like, dude, It's like, oh, you got one too. What does yours say? Sweet. It's like, what's mine say? Dude. What does mine say? Sweet. And they just go back and forth and they just say the whole thing over and over again. And I'm like, yeah, I'm making hand gestures, but you literally can't see it because I'm off camera. But I mean,
This is radio, Charles.
yes, I know. But
Who's on first? Who's on second?
no,
Who's on
I
second?
thought it was one of the stupidest things I've ever fucking seen. It's just,
I mean, even
wait,
you
what
just
the hell?
recounting that, I can picture that scene completely. I'm like, yeah.
Is like Stone? Is your avatar Walton Goggins?
Yeah, it was. That's my fault because that's what mine is.
Okay, so I take
Baby
it
Billy
that's
from
from
the Righteous Gemstones.
the Righteous Gemstones. Okay,
Yeah.
that looks like something from the Righteous Gemstones.
Baby Billy and Baby Billy's Babo Bancos.
Fucking Walton Goggins. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. I might actually have to watch it now. God damn it. I
You
avoided it
should.
because
It's a
I don't
very
like
good
that
show.
whole mega church crap. I don't like it, but
I mean, it's a parody of the whole thing.
I'm sure it is, but it still freaking annoys me. But whatever. But
No, I recommend it very highly.
look, you know me. I like Walton Goggins. I like him in pretty much everything he's done. But I might even check out Vice Principals at some point.
You should. That was really good. He's the co-star in that.
Yeah.
And I was happy to find out when I started watching Invincible yesterday that he's a voice in that too.
Yes, he is. I don't remember who he plays, but I know he's a voice actor in that show.
He's like the leader of like the government agency that controls the superheroes.
The guy that's balding and has the white hair in the back of his head.
Yeah, and he can like teleport all over the place, and he's just generally kind of like he seems all right, but there's definitely something sinister going on there.
Yeah, he's an asshole. That's pretty much about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
He's pretty much an asshole. But no, it's just I don't know. I mean, yeah, we kind of got I'm sorry. I sidetracked us because I got distracted by the Walton Goggins Righteous Gemstones avatar. I don't remember what we were talking about before that.
Dude, where's my cup? So I think it's probably not the worst thing we got sidetracked.
Yeah, no, it's just that movie was just but and then
I remember seeing that a bunch because I think I'm fairly sure I used to have it on VHS. So I feel like I watched it a few times, but I can barely remember a single scene out of it.
No, I remember quite a bit. I remember the strip club scene where he finds the stripper that happens to be a trans man.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, the stripper is actually a man who identifies as a woman, and the stripper's boyfriend is a woman who identifies as a man, which I thought was. I mean, you can't see it, but I'm like tilting my head, going like, "Huh?" It's just like, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just really.
So it was very progressive for the time, although I'm sure they presented it as being gross, so probably not.
No, they did they there was when Ashton Kutcher's character found out that the stripper was trans, like they didn't reveal the stripper as trans yet, but when it was revealed that it was actually a man, the stripper lifted up his skirt. We saw the bulge and everything, and Ashton's character like sees it, goes like, "Oh God!" He tries to look away, sees a mirror which shows the bulge in the reflection. He sees it again, goes like, "Oh God!" Looks away in a different direction, sees another mirror, sees the bulge, and goes, "Oh God!" And there's like a crescendo in the music that like shows go like dun 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 dun. Yeah, and it was supposed to be comedic, but I thought that it was more stupid than anything. I was like, this is just really just like, come on, man, really? I mean,
Like you'll never beat Ace Ventura when he finds out that chick he made out with is trans and he burns his clothes in a barrel. And
it takes a cold shower.
yeah,
It's like Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. Einhorn is a man.
I think he like tries to scrape off his tongue and shit with his hands.
You know, something
I
like
remember
that would
like
never
a little while
work
ago.
today.
No, I remember a little while ago, like maybe last year or something. It was like, oh, it's so hateful. No, that was fucking hilarious, and it's still funny when I think about it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. Do what you want. Be who you want to be, but not everyone's going to be. Some people might freak out a bit.
Yeah,
Burn their
but no,
clothes in a barrel. Take a cold
the
shower.
way that movie handled that was comedy right there. That was
It was
comedy.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
And like when I first saw that when I was a kid, I had no idea what was going on. And I honestly thought when they revealed like the the bulge in the back, I thought she'd shit herself, and that's what
Yeah, so
everyone
did
was
I.
freaked out about.
I literally thought the same thing. Yeah.
Because I was like 5 or 6, and I was like, oh yeah, obviously
I was
everyone's
probably
disgusted
slightly
she shit
older than
herself.
that, but I was probably slightly older than that, but no, I literally thought the same thing. I did.
Yeah, which
I
is
was like,
it's still hilarious, but
no.
doesn't hit as
My
hard.
my biological father had introduced me to a lot of these comedies when I was a kid. That's probably one of the few good memories I have with the man. But no, he introduced me to both Ace Ventura movies. He introduced me to a bunch of Mel Brooks movies, and no, it's just I watched these movies, and no, it's just that I was probably too young to be watching these movies, but no, it's just fucking classics. No,
Yeah, I watched a lot of things way too young, but I'm thankful for it, really.
I mean, hell, how like look when I saw Animal House when I was younger than 10.
Yeah, it would have been the same.
Yeah.
That's one I've been wanting to rewatch
I
for
think
years
I
because I was
might
so young when I
I
watched
think
it.
I might no, I was slightly older than 10, I think. I think I might have been either maybe 11 or 12 years old when I saw Animal House, maybe?
It's like old enough to at least get some of it, but definitely
Yeah.
probably not all of it.
Yeah, I might have been 11 or 12 years old when I saw Animal House,
Hmm.
but yeah. No, I saw Animal House at that point, and yeah, that was an interesting experience. And then what else did I watch? Oh, Porky's. I saw
Oh
the
yes,
movie
Porky's.
Porky's. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't remember when I saw that movie, but I did see it. I only ever saw it twice. Um, barely remember the movie. The only thing I really remember from the movie is the scene with the guy getting on the ladder and then getting pushed off the side of the building because of what he saw through the window.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to go
Good
into
old,
further detail than that, but people who saw the movie will understand.
good old retro sex comedies.
Yep.
Something else that it doesn't exist anymore.
Nope. Because most comedies today are fucking boring.
Yeah. They
They're
really
all
are.
basically the same damn movie. There is no innovation with
To a
comedy
point, yeah.
nowadays. There really isn't.
No.
There's no innovation with it.
Even the stuff that like you know, doesn't play it safe, really plays it safe.
They
And
really
it's
do,
fucking
yeah.
stuff. But anything that's like even vaguely not completely adult, it's just it's a series of the same gags,
Yeah. And it's
pretty
not
much
even the
done the
gag
exact
it's
same
not
way.
even the gags that I'm talking about. It's the plot. The plot
That
of the
too, yeah.
movie that I'm talking about. It's the same movie every single time. Sure, the characters might be different, the setting might be different, but the like the actual structure of the plot is exactly the same. Every single movie, it's exactly the same. And it never changes. And
I
it
think
just
TV comedy has been getting better again,
TV
I would
comedy is
say.
an entirely different animal, but No, when it comes to movie comedy, it's the same movie every single time.
Yeah, like there's very few like. I think personally, I think the last truly hilarious comedy movie was probably This Is the End, which is going back to like 2011. Like I'm sure there's probably things I've missed, but that's the last one I can think of. Like the newest one that I can think of that I remember just laughing my balls off watching that movie.
Yeah, I can probably agree with that because I mean I've seen some comedies since then, and I just don't like them. But This Is the End
Yeah,
is probably the last one that I legitimately laughed at.
yeah, like you get the occasional movie now where it's like you can get a couple sort of like, that wasn't bad, that was kind of funny. But
Yeah,
actually, like laughing myself almost to tears, I'm gonna go back that far
yeah,
because I can't think of anything since.
yeah. It's just I mean I don't know. I mean I don't watch comedies anymore. I mean
No, like
nowadays,
mostly if I do, it's TV.
yeah, most of the time now the only movies I stick with are probably dramas, the
Mm,
occasional horror movie, the action film, and maybe a fantasy or science fiction movie, and that's it.
yeah, like horror and action, you could pretty much rely on to be at least somewhat consistent.
Well,
Like,
horror is
you know,
less so than action. Action can be
yeah,
pretty consistent, but horror less so because most horror
yeah.
nowadays relies primarily on jump scares. And jump
And
scares are lazy, in my opinion.
I mean, they can be executed very well, but more often than not, yeah, they're done in a very lazy, just kind of like here's a big musical sting, and nothing's really. It's more often than it's someone mistaking something for something it's not.
Mm.
Like it's terrifying. It's just dead with scrambled eggs. I
Yeah,
thought
but
it was terrifying.
I mean, the last movie that I watched recently was a horror movie that was Saw X. I watched that movie recently and loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was well done. I loved everything about it. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about it, even though I could technically do it because it does take place after the events of Saw 2. Actually, no, it doesn't.
It's between one and two, right?
It's between 1 and 2. It's after
Yeah.
Saw 1, but before Saw 2. Um, but no, just prior to that, the movie that I watched was Gran Turismo. And I've already given my thoughts on Gran Turismo, but Gran Turismo is not an action film. It's not a science fiction film. It's not a fantasy film or anything of the sort. Gran Turismo is a race car film that is based off of a true story. And I mean,
I'm not really sure what genre you would give that. Like maybe a light drama.
I'd
I don't
probably
know.
give it a biopic film.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah. Really, it is. Yeah, it's a biopic,
Yeah, it's a
which
biopic.
can be any number of things.
Yeah, because it's loosely based off of Jan Martinborough's life,
Yeah,
his rise to fame. It's loosely based off of that. So it does qualify as a biopic, but no, it's just. I mean, the only other movie that I'm looking forward to watching is not coming out until next month, and that is Dune Part Two, and
yeah.
that's a science fiction film.
For some reason I thought that was out already.
No, it's
I don't
coming
know
out in
why.
November.
Yeah, I gotta see
Although
that
it's
first one.
possible it might have been pushed back, so I'm not sure. Actually, I might have to look that up. Let's see, Dune Part Two.
I am thinking I'll give Saw X a watch though, even though it's out of sequence with what we're doing. I want to see it, especially if it takes place between the first two movies. It's not like Because I definitely need a refresher on some stuff from the later movies, and then Jigsaw and Spiral I haven't seen, but if it doesn't really tie so much into that.
Well, I mean, we're getting to that point where we'll be able to start discussing Jigsaw and Spiral. And like I said, I've never watched either one of them.
Hmm.
And I want to watch them. Hell, I could probably watch them right now because I've watched all the other movies. So I could just watch them out of order. But I don't know. I have been watching them in order, and I'm probably going to watch Saw 5 as soon as we're done with this. But I don't know. It's just I really want to watch Jigsaw and I want to watch Spiral. Spiral more than Jigsaw because I have heard that Jigsaw is not very good.
Yeah, I don't really recall hearing a lot of positives about that. But then when I look back at these movies that we're doing now, it seems like most people really didn't like them.
Well,
Like
the
critically,
thing
they like. I think this one was Saw 4, which we haven't started with yet, but I think it was 18%.
was that critics or audience?
I'm not sure. I'm just going on the Wikipedia, which I think it said was like 18%. For some reason, they never give specific details. They just give the general 18%
Look,
Rotten
it's just
Tomato.
Saw 4 is one of my favorite Saw films. I
Yeah,
love Saw 4 because it reveals who the other apprentice is.
and it gives that like the sort of the at least a piece of a decent chunk of the Jigsaw origin.
Mhm.
What turned him into Jigsaw?
Yes, yeah, it does. And we also get to see, oh man, oh man, that beautiful, beautiful woman. Mm. You can probably guess who I'm talking about.
Donnie Wahlberg?
Does he look like a woman to you?
What is a woman?
God damn it. No, I'm talking about the actress that played Jill Tuck,
Okay,
Betsy Russell. God damn, she is a beautiful woman. And she's still kind of hot. she's
yeah, she's
pushing
not bad.
she's
She's
pushing
not
she's pushing 60, but she's still kind of hot.
performance wise. She was all right. Wasn't as good as I recall.
I look, I mean, I don't care about her performance. I still think she was sexy as hell in this movie.
I see what your priorities are. One was right. This creep jerking off back screen to Betsy
Oh,
Russell.
shut up, all right? You don't know me. You don't know what I got.
I can guess. Kiss, kiss is what I say to that.
I was trying to make an old Greg reference.
Your mother lover.
It's attached to your rod, mother liquor.
I'm old Charles.
Oh my god.
Look at my mangina.
Fucking hell.
If you're on screen, I'd be blinded right now.
Yeah. I'm old Greg. Oh, that's so funny. All right, but I don't know. Should we even be discussing this without Stone here?
Probably not, but I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do either. I don't know where he is.
I don't know.
Stone, where are you?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, I know he can
Mr.
hear me.
Stone.
He's not deafened. He's muted, but he's not deafened, so he can definitely hear me.
Maybe he's jacking off screen.
Probably.
With his hairy Titan leg dick, as he proclaimed earlier. Or Titan arm dick, whatever it was.
The Black Mamba.
Let's see. What else have we got? Second. Very long bit. Oh, shit. Um, um, I don't know. Something I was going to bring up last week. I watched the remake of Dread. Have you seen that?
The remake of Dread.
Like the 2012 Judge Dredd movie with Carl Urban.
That came out years ago. It had Carl Urban.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure it was 2012. That was quite a good movie. It had Carl Urban, Lena. I've never been sure. Heidi, I guess her name is Queen Cersei from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she crap, what was her name? I can't remember her character name, but it was like Mama or something.
Yeah, Mama, I feel like there was something extra to that.
Yeah, I believe so as well. But no, that was a good Dread movie.
Yeah, like it really like I kind of got a bit of a
Guys, I'm sorry. Sorry.
All good. We're just talking about it. Have you seen the 2012 Judge Dredd movie?
Yes.
You have?
I'm going to say this. I'm not, first of all, right off the top, rule of thumb for me, I am a heavy critic. I am heavily like suspicious almost. No, I'm like brutal when it comes to remakes, redos, whatever. I'm like brutal when it comes to them because I always love, there's always, the original is the original because there was always an idea that sparked there. And everything starts from there. The grittiness of the grittiness of the way the lens is displayed, the way, the way the story is told, just the way everything kind of comes together in the original. It just it sets a tone that if you're not enhancing it, you're just wasting your time. Now, I'm gonna say Dread was not a waste of time. But if you're gonna do some, see, there's certain chances that Sylvester Stallone took that was just really unique, and a lot of people didn't repeat that type of shit, like a Judge Dredd type shit, and the way that everything was structured, it was very unique. It was very unique, and I've always kind of admired Sylvester Stallone for taking the kind of chances that he took with certain movies. Like, who would have thought of Demolition Man before he came out with that shit? Like, who would have fucking thought of that? Who would have thought of that whole society that, you know what I'm saying, like based around this, you know what I'm saying, this whole movie and everything that was moving to the future. It was unique. You know what I'm saying? And if you're gonna basically dabble in one of Sylvester Stallone's more unique ventures, you gotta make sure you're on point with that. Like RoboCop is one of the very few remakes that I really felt like enhanced the original. It really enhanced it. But it's a certain thing that makes the original RoboCop special because it was the absurdity of life and the corporations and owning the police force and everything like that. And just the absurdity of life and how everybody was doing. And everybody's going around no matter what they're doing saying, "Don't fuck with me." And they always, and one of the biggest catchphrases in life was, "I'll buy that for $1." It was just a lot of shit that was going on. And it just gave it its own flavor, its own flavor. It was just like, but I do have to say the RoboCop remake really did enhance. It really did enhance the original movie as far as the action, as far as RoboCop himself. It really enhanced it. I like the more mobile, more agile RoboCop, quite honestly. It was pretty fucking good.
I still can't remember if I saw that or not. If I did, I was very high. So I could easily rewatch it and it'd be like it's a new movie.
But yeah, so that's kind of what it is for me, man. I don't believe that Dread was a waste of time. Not at all. But
no.
But I will always make the effort, in my opinion. If I ever pull myself, you know what I'm saying, convince myself to do a remake, I would if I couldn't, it would only be if I could advance it. If I can't advance it, If I can't enhance what's going on, then I won't do it. I just will not do it. But that's like because that's the one thing that I want to feel like I want to enhance it to homage it in a way because a lot of people haven't seen it or heard about it and it's something that's like it's like 20, 30, 40 years old. That's one thing. But if something is a class that people know about, if I'm not enhancing it, then if I'm not leveling it up, you know what I'm saying, in a way that makes people really excited about it, then yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Which I think was what was good about Dread, the 2012 version, was that it wasn't a remake of the Stallone movie. It was just an adaptation of Dread. They didn't try to, pretty much at all, they didn't really try to do anything like that original movie.
But
They tried very much their own thing.
But I mean, I gotta say,
which I guess they also tried to do with Total Recall, but that was more just a shitty remake.
Oh yeah, I saw the Total Recall remake. The only thing that was good about it was Kate Beckinsale. That was it.
But you know why they did that? You know why they did that though, right? You know why they did that remake of Total Recall with Colin Farrell, right?
No. Why did they do it?
2 words: Fright Night.
I saw the Fright Night remake as well, which was also not a good movie.
Oh no! Come on, Charles. You got to come on. You got to be crazy. You got to be fucking crazy. Are you seriously telling me that? Are you seriously telling me that Colin Farrell's Fright Night, Colin Farrell's Jerry Dandridge was not? You know what I'm saying? Was not an enhancement. They retold the story, which I think they made more sense in the fucking movie.
I thought the Fright Night remake was mediocre at best.
They told a much better story between Evil and Charlie. They told, you know what I'm saying, they told a much better story with, you know what I'm saying, they told a much better story with, you know what I'm saying, with fucking, oh my God, what the fuck was her name? Oh my God, why am I forgetting her name right now?
I didn't even like how they handled David Tennant's character. I didn't even like that.
What do you mean?
They turned him into a Chris Angel knockoff.
Better than a completely cowardly fucking, like, I mean, come on, bro. A completely cowardly motherfucker that was losing his show. You know what I'm saying? Instead they make him an awesome Chris Angel type of supernatural motherfucker that actually knows some shit. You know what I'm saying? Actually knows some shit and was able to help fucking Charlie kill Jerry. And it turns out that he has a history. He had a history. They told a much better story, bro. It turned out he had a history with Jerry. Jerry killed his parents. Like, come on, man. They told a much better story in the remake. And then have him living in fucking Las Vegas. That was perfect, bro. Have him living in fucking Las Vegas. Come on. That was the perfect cover. I can't believe they didn't see that way back then.
I don't know, dude. I might have to watch the movie again.
Yeah,
but I only ever saw it once.
Please watch it again because you're missing the nuances, bro. You are missing the nuances where this girl, okay, at one point we see they take everything and they amp it. Like at one point in the original movie, Charlie is watching him with a girl in the window before he pulls on the shade. He revealed that he's a vampire. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. And that was the creepy moment. But then it was like once he started getting onto the fact that he was a vampire and they were showing video, they were stalking him. You know what I'm saying? Evil was stalking him. And you could see that it's like it was more than just a reflection in the mirror. They were enhancing it. Reflection on camera. He didn't show on camera. And you could see nobody getting out of his car, but the truck door open and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so they had him. He was convinced. So Charlie watching that was convinced he was a vampire. And then he sees him bring his next door neighbor in or bring his across the street neighbor in to go and hang out. And you know what I'm saying? He already gets to her. You know, so you hear the scream, but then she tries to escape. He lets him, and then she goes into the sunlight and just, come on, man. They enhanced this movie. They really did. And then the fucking homage, the fucking love letter, the fucking like very short but very powerful love letter is fucking having Chris Sarandon in the movie as just a driver that gets caught up in this situation and gets killed by the remake Jerry. It's fucking crazy. Chris Sarandon, by the way, who plays the original Jerry Dandridge in Fright Night. They have him as a driver that kind of rear ends them, you know what I'm saying, in the movie, and then he kind of has his own encounter with the remake Jerry and gets killed. It's fucking awesome. I gotta say.
Oh my God, I don't know.
It's like I said, you really gotta look at the details. They really did a great job of enhancing that movie. I gotta say.
I actually didn't know there was a remake.
Yeah, yeah. It also starred the actor Anton Yelkin, the actor
I
who
don't know.
passed away after the third Star Trek movie came out.
I know
He
that.
played Chekhov in the Star Trek movies.
I haven't seen the new ones, but I'm fairly sure I know that name from something else. But yeah, I
Anton
forget it.
Yelkin played Pavel Chekhov in the new Kelvin Timeline Star Trek movies with Chris Pine and Zachary Quinto. He passed away after Star Trek into not Star Trek into Darkness, Star Trek Beyond. He died in a freak car accident. What
Oh,
happened?
was he the guy that got like run over by his own car? Like the handbrake wasn't on or something like
Yeah,
that?
that's what happened.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
tragic.
he was at his house and he was trying to get his mail, and his car had a flaw in its brake. And what happened was is the brake had released and the car rolled and pinned him to his mailbox. And this, of course, was at about 2 in the morning. And as far as I don't know specifics, but he was pinned there. There was nobody around, and he passed away on the scene. And he was supposed to meet up with friends for some kind of like get together, and he never showed up. So his friends were worried. So they went to his house to go see if he was okay. And that's when they found him. And by the time they found him, he was already gone.
Only
And
27. God
yeah,
damn.
and so they called the police. They came there, ambulance showed up, they pronounced him dead on the scene, and yeah. And
Ah,
apparently,
He was young Kyle Reese in Terminator Salvation. That's where I know him from.
yeah, yeah, that he was also in that too.
What a shame, though. God
Yeah,
damn,
yeah, it
27.
fucking sucks. Yeah, it really does. It fucking sucks. It was a freak accident. And apparently there was supposed to be a recall on that model of car because it was a flaw in the braking system of that car that that company knew about, and they had ordered a recall on all the vehicles.
Oh shit! So it was like he probably did everything right, and it wasn't like it was still just like fuck, that
Yeah,
really sucked.
yeah, yeah. He was way too young, but it's just like yeah. But one of the things that does actually like kind of feel nice, not really nice, but I mean it was. I appreciate that this actually happened. Um, During his funeral, the entire cast and many of the director and the producers of the Star Trek films, they showed up at his funeral to pay their respects. Like his entire co-stars like Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, Zoe Saldana, Carl Urban, who else? Simon Pegg, J.J. Abrams, his like I think even a couple of the producers, they all showed up at his funeral to pay their respects. And that actually, I mean, that felt nice. Like I I like it when that kind of thing happens.
It
They didn't
speaks
have to
no,
do that, but they
exactly,
it's
yeah.
nice that they did.
It speaks volumes as to what the guy was like because
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of people like, oh yes, yeah, we work with him and stuff. He was fine and all, but not necessarily going to show up to the funeral. But that definitely says a lot about how much people like the guy.
Yeah. Yeah, freaking sucks. I just, I mean, when I got the news, like I woke up one morning and I got the news that he had passed away, and I was like, shit. I was affected by it because I mean, I was looking forward to a potential fourth film, and I found out that he had passed away, and I was like, shit, I guess we're not getting a fourth film. And then I found out that they were going forward with the fourth Star Trek film, and I was like, how? How can you go forward with the fourth Star Trek film without Chekhov? So it's just,
Yeah,
I,
recasting kind of feels disrespectful.
well, that's not entirely true. I mean, like take the movie Black Panther Wakanda Forever, for example. They
Mhm.
didn't recast Chadwick Boseman's character. They just decided to in universe kill off the character. And after watching the movie, I think killing off Chadwick Boseman's character did the story a disservice. I think they should have recast him. I really do.
I mean, yeah, because ultimately, what's Black Panther without Black Panther?
Yeah. Well, actually, well, according to the in-universe thing, the title of Black Panther is exactly that, a title. Anyone can be the Black Panther. It doesn't have to be T'Challa. But the thing is that for the story that was being told in Wakanda Forever, where they were dealing with the character Namor, in the comics, when Namor first showed up,
Hmm.
he was at war with Wakanda and was dealing. He was. I don't know if this was the case. Like from what I understand, Namor having interactions with Wakanda, there was always this conflict between Namor and T'Challa specifically. And
Like
now
it was
with
like a somewhat of a personal rivalry.
a personal rivalry, yes. And so with T'Challa not being there anymore, where's that rivalry? That rivalry doesn't exist. So
And if it does, it doesn't really have any impact.
it really doesn't. I mean, they tried to do it with Namor having his old interactions with Shuri, and hey, what's going on?
Sorry, guys.
I don't know. It's
Okay.
just I personally believe that in the case of like recasting a character when the actor who played the character had passed away, I think in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I think they should have recast Black Panther. I think they should have.
Nope. I mean, either way, life happens, and people have adjusted in movies before. I just think that you don't let them get their asses kicked like that. I think it just I think in the time frame of what happened, it just makes a confusing statement, in my opinion. But bottom line, it just makes a confusing statement to do that.
Look, I mean, I have always said that I am against recastings. I have always been against it. But sometimes recastings are your only option. Like, for example, when an actor who plays a specific character passes away. If an actor dies and the story involving that character is continuing, you don't really have a choice. You kind of have to recast the character. In that particular case, recasting is acceptable, but when the actor is still alive, I think the actor has an obligation to continue playing that role.
I would
And it's just,
fandom. See, this is why, and folks. So, just in case you were wondering, this is why they call a fandom a fandom. This is why.
yeah, I know I'm coming off as a bit of elitist here. I get that. And
No, you're good. Trust me, you are
it's
good.
just, I mean, it's a
Thank you,
continuity
second.
thing for me. It's a continuity thing. But it's just, I understand that like certain things happen in an actor's life where they have to step away from a role for even if it's temporary. I get that. Like for example, if a woman playing a role and she has to step away for a reason, like maybe it's health issues, or maybe she just has another project involved, or for all I know, maybe she gets pregnant and she has to step away for maternity reasons. That's fine. Well, in that particular case, postpone the production until she goes through the process of the pregnancy, and then she gives birth, and then you can resume production. Just do that. It's that simple. I mean, sure, time is money. I get that. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm
No.
not in the industry. I'm not. It's
Okay.
just, I'm not a director. I'm not a writer. I'm not a producer. I get that.
No problem.
So
No,
I don't know exactly how the business works.
no,
I'm
look.
not a part of that world.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line is this. Bottom line is this: the creativity is always at the core of it, though. So don't mistake yourself on that. You know what I'm saying? Creativity is always at the core of all this stuff. Most times, when people aren't trying to homage something to death, or or they don't have any original ideas to speak of. But when people are really being creative, creatives at the core is always the executive types, the studio types that want to, that want to put certain things in and do certain things. Like it's just weird how certain things just certain things sort of play into, some movies. You almost don't want to believe it because it's a movie, or it's a show, or it's content, but the way it sort of plays into certain things. Like I mean, it's kind. I've found it kind of weird at certain points how I've seen certain parallels to what I've seen in movies and TV shows to what was really going on with certain people. It's weird. Like let me give you a quick example on our side. Kerry Washington, you've heard of her, right?
Yeah.
Scandal,
Yeah.
things like that. Like for a couple times, she was, what I'm saying, for in certain circles, she was known as sort of like being, what certain black people call uppity. She talks really proper. What I'm saying. She even has certain movies where, what I'm saying, in certain movies and shows like Scandal, where she involves herself with white, with white men in certain ways and things like that. Whatever. But it seemed like when it came to Django Unchained, it seemed like there was a sort of like symbolic thing with her, where like she really like they really took her through the ringer. She seemed to be the fucking sweetest character there was in fucking Django Unchained, but they seemed to put her through the ringer initially because I think it was almost like a symbolic, like paying penance in a way. Like in that movie, she was sort of like paying black penance for what people perceived as her as being too uppity. And it's like they put her through the ringer, but like I say, I was often confused. I was confused because I'm like, she is like the sweetest person. She's like the sweetest character in this whole fucking movie. She's done nothing to no one. She speaks fucking French. She's a talented woman. Like, how in the fuck would anybody want to hurt this woman? It's just like, but it's like, and I started thinking like, see, somebody's playing games here. Like, and even be even more specific. Jada Pinkett Smith and this whole thing with Will Smith and Tupac and everything like that. You want some funny ass irony? A little show called A Different World that Jada Pinkett Smith was on as Jada Pinkett, and somehow she managed to get. Somehow it made sense because all of a sudden, now here's the thing. Her storyline is that she comes from her hometown is Baltimore, Maryland. Jada Pinkett Smith's hometown, Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? And she basically somehow they work in her old friends coming up to visit her in college. You know what I'm saying? Including the old sort of ex. You know what I'm saying? By the name of Piccolo, who was played by Tupac. You know what I'm saying? He's thinking that they still gonna have their thing and whatnot, but she's kind of trying to evolve, and she's moving on with this guy named Dorian, who is, I mean, ironically enough, a Will Smith looking type character. I'm just like, huh? What? Huh? I'm just like, I'm sitting here like,
So what you're saying is this is definitely a simulation that we're living in.
I'm or Hollywood likes playing into certain shit that Hollywood and Hollywood players are like they like to play and display certain shit. Like it just seems weird when I look back on it now. Like Tupac you weren't even the biggest star on the show at that point, but somehow we worked. because you knew Tupac. Somehow it was a good idea. Let's bring Tupac on here and really sort of try to bring more in of your life in your, you know what I'm saying, your hometown of Baltimore, which also Tupac, you know what I'm saying, which you knew Tupac from. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's like why did they do that? Why did yeah, just it kind of lets you know there's something up here with Jada. Okay, you know, and she was with the right people to let her explore all that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I don't know, man. It's crazy how Hollywood does things, but maybe you're right, man. Maybe just all this. Maybe they're making us feel like it's a fucking simulation. They're just fucking playing with our goddamn heads all the time. I don't know, man.
I don't know either. That's the only thing that seems to make sense. But
I just had to speak on that one because that one is so weird for me. It's so weird to think instant to see that guy. I mean, I'm just talking about you. Look at it. That
actually, I had no idea she's been around that long. You know, entertainment wise.
Yeah, truly. And like I said, she was. Like I said, she was.
First thing I can think of seeing her in is
probably Demon Knight, maybe, huh?
No, it would have been Matrix Revolutions, I think.
Really?
No, Reloaded.
Really? So you didn't see her in Demon Knight?
That title rings a bell.
Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. Billy Zane was playing like the demon or the
devil.
Oh,
fuck, yeah. I don't. I just remember that was the one with the like bald Billy Zane, right? Okay, yeah. Fuck, I don't remember her from that, but you know, it's been a long time.
She was the main character. He was after old boy that old boy that played Senator Trent, and above, you know, hold on, no, not Above the Law. Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
The guy to play Senator Trent came, you know what I'm saying? He comes into this bar or whatever where Jada Pinkett is working. And and he's got this mark. He's the guy that's like has been taking on the demons, you know what I'm saying, for the last little while. He's like that warrior taking them on. And he basically transfers this mark over to her and everything like that. So she becomes the warrior and whatnot, taking on the demons and everything like that. And he's like the main one leading them and shit like that. So yeah, she was like, it was her versus Billy Zane pretty much for the last half of that movie. Huh. She just had a really short haircut, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. And then at one point
she was watch that again because the main thing I remember is bald Billy Zane. I don't know why that's always stuck with me.
I guess. I mean, you know, he's a presence. But at one point she was so slathered in blood, you know what I'm saying, she was probably most people probably wouldn't have recognized her. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. The movie was crazy. Like she really, you know what I'm saying, she really went all out for that movie. And I mean, it made a mark on me. But yeah, she was definitely there. And like I said, but for some reason they seem to really play into her actual backstory. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it kind of worked out because you know what I'm saying, part of her backstory was Tupac in it. And you know what I'm saying, and anybody who could get a piece of Tupac in some way or get him on the show or whatever, they were definitely trying to do that. You know, so
what's this like current thing? She said like he's her true soulmate or something like that.
Man, please. See, Tupac was never going to be Will Smith.
Like that, I think.
Something like that. Tupac was never going to be Will Smith. And Tupac never really probably saw her as like being like, and at that point he's not seeing himself as like trying to have some kind of steady girlfriend or whatever. I don't even know. Like whatever the reasons, I think some people are getting it right. I think that Tupac, you know, didn't really see her that way. She probably was really like in love with him, but thought that he was gonna, you know what I'm saying, change for her and try to be more like Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? And then she even posted, get this. Now here's the real fuck up. But before, because like here's the real fuck up here. She posted a video, I guess, where her and Tupac were in the performing arts school together back in Baltimore, and they were doing
like back when Tupac was a breakdancer.
I guess
like that back then.
But they were doing this video and they were lip singing. Tupac was lip singing, and the song that he was doing. Are we ready for this?
Maybe.
Parents Just Don't Understand. by DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, aka Will Smith.
Yeah, that's what is going on.
I'm just, you know, I just want, I just want you to know the depth of this. You need to know the depth of this.
Okay.
So what we take from this is that Will and Jada Pinkett Smith are responsible for 9/11. Is that maybe Tupac was involved in the planning before he passed?
I'm not sure.
Like, what the fuck?
I'm not sure where I'm not sure where you're going with that one. All right, well, I guess you're calling them extreme puppet masters now. I just don't.
No, I'm just saying this. It all seems like some kind of conspiracy theory. I just don't know what the theory results in.
I just think the depth of.
So, just question here.
Okay.
What exactly does Tupac and Will Smith have to do with each other?
I don't know.
Is Will Smith going to be playing Tupac in some kind of Tupac biopic?
Definitely not.
I hope not.
Because that doesn't track with Tupac's family-friendly like appearance. Even though he kind of lost
family-friendly appearance.
Even though he kind of lost that when he slapped the shit out of Chris Rock.
Oh, you mean Will Smith?
Yeah, Will Smith. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You kept saying
Tupac. I'm like, Tupac's family
came back,
appearance.
rose from the grave, and slapped the shit out of Chris Rock. Like, damn, I guess that really was some slanderous shit that he said. Fucking.
Oh my god!
Although I would pay money to see that.
Yeah, me too.
Tupac coming back from the dead just to smack Chris Rock.
But I was still stuck on family-friendly appearance.
The slap that grew from concrete.
Even though I got nothing against Chris Rock, I think he was completely fine with what he said.
Like, it was a joke. I think he made the same joke. I think it was him made the same joke like years before.
Yeah,
and it wasn't an issue.
Look, I look when it comes to what Chris Rock said or what any comedian says, I firmly believe that when it comes to comedy, everything is fair game.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
one of the greatest things in the history of awards show is Ricky Gervais just tearing into everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's but I
disagree with you. Will Smith is an abused husband.
Wow.
Did you see that video where he's crying and shit?
But aren't cucks essentially that? Aren't cucks essentially that?
Pretty much, yeah.
No, well, yes and no.
No.
Actually, no. I think cucks are willing in that capacity. I think they're voluntary.
See, you can say
that,
that's
but
a lot of those videos. See, a lot of the videos shows them looking pretty sad and pathetic on the side. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like willing because they have to be willing. It's like either be willing or not be willing, but it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're reluctantly willing. You know,
okay, they're sadly jerking off.
Let me just say this about the whole relationship between Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. I think Will Smith should have left Jada the very moment that he caught her with that Marco guy that was the ex-wife of J-Lo. I can't remember his name.
What? Wait.
I remember this.
Marco was the ex of J-Lo?
Hold up, Mark Anthony?
Yeah, Mark Anthony. That's right. What his name was.
Hold up, I can't believe we're gossiping about. Hold up, wait a minute. So you telling me that Jada Pinkett Smith supposedly had sex with Mark Anthony?
I'm not saying they had sex. I'm saying that.
Wait, that dude that banged Cleopatra?
There was
the dude that banged the girl from fucking Pitch Black.
There was suspicion that
Okay.
Jada Pinkett Smith was having an affair with Mark Anthony.
They were in Man on Fire together.
There was suspicion of it. Suspicion of it.
Didn't she bang one of Jaden's friends or several or something?
Wait a minute. Jada Pinkett Smith apparently had an affair with some of her son's friends.
Well, one in particular.
I believe that is a thing.
One
Like,
in particular.
not even. I don't think it's even a rumor. I think it's an established thing.
Just particular one. Just one in particular. I can't believe it.
Yeah, it's a weird family.
I can't believe we're doing this all over again. But just one particular pop R&B star. Well, pop R&B guy. I mean, star. I guess you can. I don't know what you would if you would. He's he's known. August Alsina or whatever. It's been well publicized now. He was supposed to be friends with Jaden Smith and everything like that. So, but yeah. But we have. I would just say that I'm just the whole point that I was trying to make. Well, and while we're doing content and movies and shows, I would definitely say my theory about this whole thing is that Jada was looking for a ladder to climb, and whether that would have been Tupac's, talent ladder, or but like I said, but he wasn't looking to be a power couple, and Will Smith was. So, there was nobody who was going to be more Will Smith than Will Smith. So Tupac was not going to be Will Smith. So then I guess she had to go ahead and be with Will Smith because because he's the Will Smithiest person that she knows. So, and he was on
and
his
even
way.
He's the ladder to climb. Have you seen the two together? She's like about half as tall as he is. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, he's always, it's always this thing. So, and it's like, so I figured just like I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different from Anna Faris. I think what happened to her could drive anybody crazy. I think it's a different story. But
I mean,
what happened with Anna Faris?
She married Chris Pratt. Her career kind of went and nosedived, and his career just went,
Yeah, and no one ever figured. No one figured. When I see him in Wanted, when I seen him in Parks and Rec or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think that he would be this guy. I didn't think he would be the guy.
Were they married at that point? Like, when did they get married?
I know for sure they were married. I know for sure that they were together when they did the movie Take Me Home Tonight with Topher Grace and everything like that. And he was a douchey boyfriend that was kind of holding her back from taking the scholarship in England and whatnot. She played the fraternal twin sister of Topher Grace. And around prime time, he was going to have this epic, night with the most popular girl, in school and whatnot. And she was still kind of at a crossroads of her life of wanting to be with her, douchey, but still, reasonably good looking boyfriend, or take the scholarship opportunity, which may put pressure on their relationship and whatnot, or may even break it up. So that's what that movie was. And like I said, he was always playing that guy, or the douchey guy that was fucking his best friend's girlfriend and fucking wanted. So you just didn't figure this guy would be this guy. I don't think she did either. And then it happens. And I think it was the worst part is that it happened last. She did all these movies, House Bunny, Scary Movie, all these things. See all these other people rise to bigger presence than she did. And then to turn around Mom essentially was like made around her about her basically trying to pick up the pieces of how she fucked up her life and her kids, and being an alcoholic and trying to be a better mother, and then sort of kind of dealing with her mother as an explanation as to why, as how she was so fucked up from before and everything like that. But then Allison Janney kind of took over the show. It's like
she's just about like, what the is everyone going to do this to me? Is this my life?
And then you realize it is your life when Chris Pratt becomes fucking Star-Lord. And then he's in Jurassic World. It's just, and then you realize it is your life.
Yeah, well, I'm not really the biggest fan of Chris Pratt anyway. I mean, I think the guy's let's just say, not to get into it, but it's just I think the guy's a bit of a prick.
Well, maybe she feels better saying
Because
saying
if
that
it's
about him
religious
now.
views, Charles, you gotta be like that. You gotta be all bigoted towards Chris Pratt and his gay-hating church, whatever the fuck that shit was. I don't even remember.
No, I didn't want to get into it at that point, but it's mostly just because just like I don't like that he's just
Yeah, I mean, well, probably another.
yeah, it's mostly because he's like, oh, I like God damn it. Yes, I am anti-religion, okay? Yes, I am anti-religion, and I do that. The fact that he is very religious does kind of irk me a little bit.
So
Okay?
so you okay, so you don't believe in God?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay, so you're atheist. I'm agnostic, okay? But I did hear there's a cream for that.
I'm with you, and
Look,
I'm still waiting on the delivery. Apparently, shipping to Australia is, takes time.
look, it's just look. I'm not gonna get into it because it's just I can get very heated about this. But I will say that due to past experiences with my previous time being Catholic, I have extreme issues with religion. Like, I am heavily against religion.
Let me tell
Okay,
you
so
something.
I know you're off screen, but show us on the doll where Jesus touched you.
No, look. You know what? I think when I hear Charles saying this, I think about that Death Cab for Cutie song. You
What?
know what I'm saying? I think about the Death Cab for Cutie song where he says Catholic school was, you know what I'm saying, was worse than Roman rule. You know what I'm saying? I got my knuckles bruised by a lady in black. You know what I'm saying? She told me, son, you know what I'm saying, that fear is, you know what I'm saying, is the heart of love. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? He's like, I never went back. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit.
Look, it's
Hey,
just, I mean,
weren't they an emo band? Stone, are you coming out on the show live right now?
What the fuck are you talking about, man? Coming out the what? What are you talking? What are you talking about, man?
Am I wrong? Weren't they an emo band?
What the fuck does that mean?
It means they cry and cut themselves.
And am I coming out the what?
yeah, emo is just short for emotional damage.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? I'm coming out as what? Human? Or gay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay? Okay, yeah. Like I said, I'll put, you know what I'm saying?
Is that 5 fingers up the ass? Is that what you said?
I'll put black fingernail polish on. I'll put black fingernail polish on, and I could dare. Now, like I said, of course.
Oh, you can go ahead and be goth.
No,
Goth
there'll
is
be
fine. They have
accusations.
some baritones, but emo is gay.
There'll be plenty of accusations that will come up about.
I mean,
about
like, look, everybody at one point in their life wants a big titty goth girlfriend.
That's it. Goths are hard. Emos are sad because they're cutting themselves and their boyfriends have high-pitched voices.
Let me tell you something. If
they're also crying and cutting themselves.
Let me tell you something. If pretending that if the look not gay, all right, is to be these, you know what I'm saying, is to not listen to emo music, but be like these look like they're dick sucking ass kissers, you know what I'm saying, ass suckers that we sometimes deal with, you know what I'm saying, on these nets and these other shows, please, you know what I'm saying, they're the fucking gay ones. You know what I'm saying? Please. They're so on their fucking knees. They're so on their fucking knees, man. I mean, oh my God. You would think, you know what I'm saying? You would think that you would think that a guy's dick is the, you know, is the fountain of youth. You know what I'm saying? Like get the fuck out of here. Listen to emo music. You know what I'm saying? That don't make them gay. Get the fuck out of here. Shit. I'm sorry. Look, apply it to whoever you think that applies to. I'm just fucking saying. I've seen some guys. We dealt with some guys that are pure T dick suckers. I guarantee you.
Sucking on that
on
dick like it's
the
around
MCA,
you.
bowing down on both knees, grabbing the fucking sheets. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just know that. Just know I've always felt that way, and I've always felt that way. So whoever you think I'm talking to, yeah, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? I've always felt like that about you.
You know who
Trust
you
me.
are.
Fucking trust me.
You dick sipping motherfuckers.
Yeah, you've always been that to me. You don't have to listen.
Oh my
You ain't got to listen to fucking AFI. None of that shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I know who you are.
Oh my
Fuck you.
god,
I know
AFI.
who
I
you
haven't heard
are.
about that group in a long fucking time.
Man, I listen to
I
this
don't think
radio
anyone
station
has.
96X. I can still hear their music. I mean, of course, I can always go to YouTube anytime I fucking want to anyway, but I digress.
So AFI, I think from memory, if memory serves, I think they were less emo and more like some kind of mixture of like pop punk and goth, which I guess is kind of emo, but
They
less
kind of
like less
they
like meh than what I think of emo bands.
but come on, man.
Because when I think of emo, I
You
think of
can clearly tell.
meh.
You can clearly tell the difference between goth and emo.
But
Oh yeah,
say what you want. But Death Cab for Cutie clearly spoke. You know what I'm saying? Clearly spoke in one of their songs to what I'm saying to Charles's issues with with Catholic religion, or at least Catholic school.
Yeah, well, look, it's just I don't know. Like I've always said that it's like I've talked about it before, like me being autistic and everything, and dealing with that bullshit. It's just when I was younger, I like had a harder time handling it, and well, me still being religious at the time, thanks to my biological father, I would try to pray, and I would pray to that bearded individual in the sky who isn't there, and I would beg him to make things just a little bit easier, just a smidge easier, make it easier to handle, make it easier on me, to make it just nothing.
like just do anything.
Yeah, just do it.
Doesn't
Do
have to be much.
anything to
Just
make it easier. Just do anything to make it easier for me to handle. And nothing. It only got worse. It actually got a lot worse. And yeah,
you're sort of like, well, I see how it is.
yeah. It's just eventually I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't give a shit anymore. I really don't give a shit anymore. And
So
so I
either you
ended up
don't exist,
leaving
or if you do
Catholicism.
exist,
I ended up
fuck.
leaving Catholicism, and I ended up experimenting with other religions after that. I ended up not joining, but ended up researching other religions after that, and just dabbling in other stuff over the course of many years, until eventually I settled on what I am now. And yeah, and so here I am, and I am like adamantly anti-religion. It's just like I am heavily against it.
Yeah, I was introduced to it at quite a young age, like in school actually,
Yeah.
and I remember even being like 5 years old. They would give us these books that had pictures and fucking Bible verses and stuff, and I spent my whole time just drawing sunglasses on everybody in those little books they gave us.
I bet they yelled at you for that, didn't they?
Yeah, they didn't like it, but I kept doing it. I was like, I don't know what I believe, but it's not this, and I'm just gonna keep drawing sunglasses and mustaches. Fuck you.
Do they look like Burt Reynolds?
Pretty much. But Jesus, all the apostles, the people who killed him, they all look like Burt Reynolds wearing fucking aviators.
Oh, that's great. But no, it's just no, it's just I mean I how do I put this? I mean, I like I said, I have a problem with religion itself, but I understand that I can't stop other people believing what they believe. So my issue goes with people who try to forcibly convert other people. If people keep the religion to themselves and just worship it quietly or worship silently, I don't have a problem with that. It's just like, look, you believe whatever you believe, and I'm like, you just keep that to yourself, fine. But if they go out of their way to convert as many people as possible, fuck off. Just
And
fucking hate that shit. I fucking
when they
hate
try
that
to
shit.
use it to actually affect things or
Yeah.
stop you from doing things,
Oh yeah. Freaking hate that.
because at a certain point it
Absolutely
becomes
hate
like,
that.
oh, you think the Punisher's cool? It's like, and yeah, you think Jesus is cool? We're both talking about fictional characters here.
Yeah, it's just I hate that. And
Why am
it's
I
just
stupid?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was trying to poorly make an equivalent a comparison between people who just like, oh, you're like, you think comics or comic book characters are cool?
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, you think Jesus is cool? Like, are we not allowed to enjoy different things because it's all fictional,
Mhm.
as far as I'm concerned?
Yeah, but the one thing that I dislike the most about religion is praying. It's just I don't like praying at all. It's just I mean, if other people want to pray, that's fine, but
Yeah, go ahead.
it's just for me praying, at least to me, is a massive waste of time. It's just it does literally nothing. It's like it's an example of inaction. It does nothing. It doesn't change the situation. It doesn't improve the situation. It doesn't make it worse either. It just literally does nothing. It doesn't
Oh,
enact actual change.
yeah.
It is the perfect example of literally doing nothing.
Well, to that point, I've always kind of gone with the George Carlin bit about when he was talking about religion. He's like, I pray to the sun and I worship Joe Pesci. And my my prayers have about the same kind of 50-50 result.
Yeah, but no, it's just I mean,
Basically
like
saying like just like it really it's not a thing.
yeah,
It's
but it's like the thing. It's like a perfect example of why I dislike praying so much is like something that happened at my first job. It's like I was just minding my own business, just working on the salad bar, just like stocking everything, and this whole family just plowed through the area, bumped into me, knocked over everything that I was going to fill into the salad bar. Food, sauce spilled everywhere, just went everywhere, and I had to get a mop, I had to get a broom, I had to clean up everything. So I was getting ready to clean everything up. I had to pick up all the containers and everything. And the matriarch of this family saw what happened. She took down, walked up to me, kneeled down, placed her hand on my shoulder, and she said, I will pray for you tonight. And when she said that, of course I didn't actually like I like nodded at her, and then I just like went back to what I was doing. But at that moment I was incredibly pissed off. Like I legit saw nothing but red at that point. I don't think I've ever been that mad in my entire life. I was very angry. And it's because I mean at that point I was like, lady, what the fuck is praying going to do?
like, how
Pray
about you give me like give me $10?
Yeah, it's just like praying is not magically going to clean this mess up.
No, I got to
Praying
do
is
this.
not going to have little like naked angels come down from the sky and get a mop and get a broom and a dustpan and clean this shit up. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be the one that's going to get a mop, a broom, and a dustpan and clean this shit up. I'm going to have to do this, and that's going to interfere with the rest of the work that I have to do today. And your family is the reason why this is happening. So shut the fuck up. That. I was pissed, and
Yeah.
it's just yeah, that's just the perfect example of why I hate praying. because praying does literally nothing. The only thing it's going to do for that woman, the only thing it's going to do for her is going to make her feel like that she did something that mattered. And it's going to make her feel like it's going to make her feel good. So like, oh yeah, I hope his night's going to get better. And that's all it's going to happen for her. She's going to say that she's going to feel like that she did something that mattered. While my night only got worse.
That's it. Like,
am the way.
Oh yeah, Hellraiser 3. Shit movie, good scene. Terry Farrell, of course, was good in that movie though.
Jesus wept.
It's like, and then of course, wait, that was from the first one.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, classic last scene.
And then, of course, in Hellraiser 3, there's the scene with the nightclub owner where he sees that whole pillar thing, and he looks at Pinhead's head, and he says, "Jesus Christ!" And then Pinhead goes, "Not quite." Oh man, fucking. I will say the movie was shit, but it was very quotable.
Okay, so fellas.
Yeah, enough talking about that because it's been a bit of a Debbie. I've been a bit of a Debbie Downer, so I do apologize for that.
No,
I disagree.
You're good. The thing I just want to get on is which one of the main things.
Yeah, we really need to get on that because we have like an hour and a half before you have to head out.
Yeah, more or less. You know. But
let's get into Attack on Titan. Get that out of the way first.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
The first hour and 36 was the "and more" component.
And more.
And we do a great job with the "and more." We do a tremendous job with the "and more," by the way.
Oh, yes,
tremendous job. We do that on the fly, and it's great. I mean, absolutely great. No complaints at all. Because if we ever need to fill in time, we could definitely do that. I know that with much confidence now. Absolutely. So, and with that, guys, what do you think about the Beast Titan, first off, and the potential, you were looking at the potential prototype for an opposing monster on the new Godzilla Kong movie?
How is this connected to Godzilla?
The monster, the thing that they show in the previews, he looks kind of like that.
We don't even know what the thing looks like yet.
You didn't see the previews. I have, Charles.
I saw the teaser trailer for the new Empire. I saw it.
And you seen that thing sitting on that throne, right?
It just looks like a gigantic orangutan. That's all it looks like.
With super long arms, you know what I'm saying? And if you look at the Beast Titan, what do you see?
It looks like a monkey. It looks like a giant monkey.
Okay, with super long arms.
It's a Titan. They all have long arms.
No.
Some of them have shorter arms that they kind of swing, by their side as they run.
When you seen that, the first scene that Beast Titan lumbering through the forest like that, those arms, he could have touched the ground easily if he just would have stretched his fingers out. He almost could have touched the ground. That's how long those arms were. Like, and when he grabbed that horse, I don't even think he had to bend over. I don't even think he had to bend over to grab that horse that he grabbed, that he chucked at that damn building.
No, he just sort of looked down and he just fucking fling that thing.
All of a sudden, no, he didn't. He basically threw himself a nice little that arm that thing came with such velocity, man. It was crazy. It was fucking crazy.
Oh, thank God, my horse is finally here. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
Like, seriously, man, like that shit. And then he started, and then did you see what I was telling you, Damian, where he picked up the fucking EDM machine and it was like this.
It's like he's picking up a piece of corn.
It's like, yo. That I just feel like that gave true context on how massive that motherfucking thing was, man.
I mean, he was able to scale the wall with no issue.
I mean, yeah, like I said, and just sit there from a long distance that they can't even see and just chuck shit at them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Just much like an orangutan. Shit, Titans, whatever. He's just flinging shit at you.
I'm just saying. And I'm saying that the
Wait, all
body
right, hold
structure.
on. How can Titans fling shit at you when they don't even have a rectum or a sphincter?
No, like an orangutan would fling shit. But this guy was flinging Titans in place of shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's because he's the armored Titan and he can.
No,
He's not
not
gonna
the
get
armored Titan.
devoured.
The hairy motherfucker.
The beast
The one
Titan.
who's like the one with arms like Stone's Pecker.
Oh well. Oh god damn it. Oh, that is an image. Oh god damn it.
I'm not taking it back.
Of course not. But
A long arm in between my legs. That's what I'm saying.
yes. We also know that you call it the Black Mamba when no one is listening.
No. We call him the Cadillac.
The Cadillac. All right, but okay, I don't remember the scene where he was throwing the other Titans. I don't remember that.
I mean, look.
I remember the scene where he was throwing horses. I remember
rocks
that.
And rocks. I mean, he only crushed a Titan that wasn't listening to him, I guess. So I mean, I guess when he said just throwing shit, you know what I'm saying? He was just doing whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever's available to him, you know what I'm saying, at that point, you know what I'm saying? I guess, he was just making a parallel. You know what I'm saying?
And can we also bring up the fact that the Beast Titan also can speak?
Yeah, which was really just like a what? Holy fucking shit!
But that became passe pretty quickly, though, as we would see.
Sadly, it did. I was annoyed that they actually made that less of a unique thing quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So we all on the same track because the other, you know what I'm saying, Titan that got revealed within the Ymir, she could speak.
Yeah.
She could actually.
She only spoke once.
She spoke a couple times. Want to live? Grab on tight. Please forgive me. She said a couple of things before, she said a couple of things.
Yeah, but no, it's just I don't know. But and then of course, let's see what else happened. Oh, the moments where we see the soldiers getting eaten and ripped apart by the Titans. It seemed to me to be more violent this season. Like it wasn't as violent as it was in season. It was less violent in season 1 than it is in season 2.
Focus on story. I think first season was more focused on story, more focused on character development, less on the brutality of the Titans. I think it was well implied still. That I mean, come on, you got these guys that seem to have you've got these things that, and as we started to realize in the second season, that some of them could very well be females, that they all seem to be more like asexually oriented in a way. So
they don't have any genitalia at all.
In the first season, when we see the female Titan, someone does remark, "Got a nice ass, right?"
Yes,
for an abnormal. I mean,
and that's the thing. She did have placement of femininity that did, you know, saying, at least imply breasts. You know,
yeah, there was no nips.
That's why she was called the female.
All right,
and that's why she was called the female Titan. But then you had Ymir, who was a female and changed into a Titan, but she looked definitely more asexual, like the rest of the Titans did. He seemed like male or whatever, but you know.
But I thought Ymir had said that she wasn't even originally like that. That she stole that ability.
She was. I think she was like. It was given to her as like almost like a torture. I think because of that whole that storyline. I felt kind of was fairly confusing because you had that storyline where she was taken in by the cult and claimed she had the king's blood? I think it was the king's blood running through her, and then she was worshipped as like a a demigod or something like that by this cult. Then the cult was taken down by the soldiers, and I think she said the Titan stuff was given to her as a torture. I don't know. I found that whole thing kind of confusing, pretty much from start to finish.
Yeah, that is
Pretty much the
confusing
whole
because
Ymir backstory.
she ended up like the only reason she was able to survive her execution is because she transformed into a Titan after she was quote unquote killed.
Yeah, but I believe there was a reference to her being given that Titan ability as a punishment. So yeah, again, I found that all like the whole thing pretty much confusing.
Well, then maybe, no, I can't go into it because that is going into information that you don't have yet.
Season 3 stuff.
Yes.
Wish I would have, but my Xbox is a piece of shit. Apparently. Shocker.
So I kind of get more pieces of this, of the whole, Mikasa, Aaron, will they, won't they type of thing, as they try to do in a lot of shows. I just feel like at certain moment, there was a moment that they had. I don't know if I'm going too far forward. There was a certain moment that they had where maybe I am, maybe I am going a little too far forward. So let me just make sure I got myself good here, because I think I'm
Was
going a
was
little
it?
too far forward.
I'll just go with what I've seen. Was it the moment where they were on the like the battlefield when they were going after the armored Titan, and it seemed like they were pretty much about to start making out, and then Aaron figured out his ability, or stumbled into his ability?
Yeah, I'm pretty much. Yeah, I was pretty much there with that. I but I do want to make sure that I get back to certain things, because before I get there, I would definitely say he went back to a moment of his memory with, with Annie and everything like that, and it was like, again, you seen what I saw, and I wanted to make sure, and I'm glad they showed it to me again, because it confirmed for me that she was trying to teach him that she was trying to teach him those moves and shit like that. That in a certain way she respected him. See, that was a thing that his own mother, and then by proxy, Mikasa never gave them. They never gave him the respect for him to grow. They always seemed to see him as a certain way, and then it became part of his reputation. And in a way, it kind of fucking annoyed me, the way it started to develop, especially in certain moments in the second season. It just kind of fucking just like, because it's like, how can I put this? It's like just the arrogance that the arrogance and indifference, and just that she speaks to him with, and such pleasantry, that, what I'm saying, when she speaks to Mikasa, because she's so helpful or whatever, what I'm saying. And it's like, with him, it's almost like, won't you try protecting her for once? And it's just that thing, and like, they won't flash back to that point. And that's why I kind of want to connect it back into that, because it's like, I feel like she stopped short of apologizing, not apologizing, but she stopped short of thanking him for actually saving her life. She gets all the way to the scarf and thanking him for the scarf. But we know what the scarf means. That scarf only happened after he came to find her with those, with those kidnappers, and did his best to try to take them all out and everything like that. And she finally came. She finally got up the
Brutally
nerve.
murdered, what, 2 out of 3?
Yeah, and she finally got the nerve to help him out, to help him save her own life and everything. And that's when he wrapped that scarf. So she stopped short of really thanking him for saving her life. And and that's the kind of thing. And then even looking back at the memory of the parallel, and it kind of showed you like when or why he felt that way. And it was more about it's always about justice, but she always went about it the wrong way. Like it's almost like she knew that Aaron loved his mother, but seeing the way his mother kind of treated him and spoke to him and thought about him, and but he still loved her. So I guess she figured that if she kind of embodied that same sort of thing, that he would come to love her too. And that's just not, you love the person who gives you life. You love the person who raised you and was trying to take care of you, but you don't always, you know what I'm saying? You don't always like and move with everything that they say and do with complete, just utter, just devotion. So he didn't like the way his mother was speaking to him and everything like that. But, he still loved her and everything like that. Dad, dad had to travel a lot. He still loved dad. So it wasn't like you don't love people because of certain things that they do, especially somebody who gives you life. But somebody who's a friend of yours who you saved their life, and they're thinking now they can kind of treat you in this dismissive way. When you know the history, she may not know, his mother may not know, but Mikasa knows what what he's done for her, and try to act like that's not that wasn't real. It's just weird. And then even to the point where Annie is trying to teach him something that can help him being a smaller guy and whatnot. Here comes she's still trying to practice, she's still trying to work with him and everything like that. And then all of a sudden here comes Mikasa throwing somebody else onto them. She moves, of course, and he falls right on Aaron. So it's more, so that whole thing is more, it more damages Aaron, in the whole thing, but her jealousy is more trying to, it may seem like, oh, she's helping Aaron, but she still ends up damaging him, because she, of course, is going to move. She's alert. She knows, she senses something and she's going to move out the way. So he takes the damage. But it's all about her trying to show that she's top dog, that she's the one that he should be admiring and should be, but you've never tried to help him become stronger. You never tried to help him gain more knowledge to be a better fighter or a better warrior. You just always go home and chop wood. You want your mother to be angry with you? That's what he knows whenever you're around. That's what he knows whenever you're around. You don't come in and help him with the fight so that we can win together and be badasses together. No, she's got it. She'll take care of it. Well, it's just,
yeah, but there's definitely that. But at the same time, she's kind of, maybe not consciously, she's sort of trying to give him a bit of a slap that he also needs, because the guy has determination, but he's constantly also getting himself into moments where he will likely be pummeled to death, just because, as they said, he's unwilling to give up. Like, he could be surrounded by, I can't remember, it could be 10 enemies or whatever, and he'll jump into the fray, which is great and all, but at a certain point, he kind of needs to learn the lesson of just determination won't be everything. Yeah, sometimes you will need that, like you will get beaten to death if you don't
get strong. But
smarten up a little bit.
And you know what? And Annie saw that. And you know what Annie sought to do as a resolution? Help him get smarter. Help him get smarter. Help him fight better. Help him be stronger. And that's why he admired that. That's why it was such a blow to him. That's why it was such a blow when he found out that she was a Titan and that she was working on the other side. It was such a blow for him because he really admired her. She really wanted to help him learn some things. And it ultimately helped. It helped me. If it wasn't for that dirty play, by the Colossal Titan, he would have beat Reiner. He would have beat Reiner if it wasn't for that dirty trick by Berto.
Oh yeah, it was seconds away from ripping the Armored Titan's fucking head off. Like, it would have been a matter of maybe 30 seconds.
And that's thanks to a woman that he knew for the parallel of 5 minutes. I'm not saying it's been 5 minutes, but it's
just comparatively,
compared to how long he's known Mikasa, it's 5 minutes. and what she taught him helped him in more than one occasion. More than one occasion.
Hmm.
To be honest with you. More than once. And it's crazy. How can that be? How can you be around somebody who has natural skills supposedly like that for all that time and they never try to teach you, how to become a better fighter? Or even a strategy of how we can work together to take on these bullies and really, and really show them what for. Nothing, man. But this girl he's known all of 5 minutes, to teaches him stuff that was completely invaluable to to the fight against these Titans.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it says something. It really just says something that she had the wrong mentality about how to let somebody know that that she cared about them, that she loved them. I think she thought that mother tactic would work. He loves her, but you got the wrong idea. She gave him life. You didn't.
I think she's also used to dealing with kid Aaron, who, like, she grew up with this guy who's like, he really didn't have much going on. I get what you mean about, like, she could have taught him some stuff, but, like, yeah, early on, like, I don't think he would have been willing to learn anything in those early sort of years. I don't think his brain was, I don't think he would have been willing to learn, even if she had been like, we could have done this.
Punching down on him though wasn't working thus far. So why keep consistently doing that and maybe give a shot at trying to teach him something instead of continuing to punch down on him.
That's also true.
That's all I'm saying. Like, why keep doing that when you can just maybe see? I mean, I don't think it was that far ahead of the situation. It's because he's always been that guy. He's always been that guy who's going to stand up and fight for what's right. He's always had this fire. He's always had that grit, that growl that he wanted to get, especially after his mother was was killed. It was eaten by a fucking Titan. Like ever since then, he's always been
perhaps the creepiest one we've come across yet.
Say again.
Like perhaps the creepiest Titan we've come across yet. I still say the ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I still say, like, the happier the Titans are, the creepier they are. The ones that seem kind of aggressive, far less creepy than the ones that just have that just glee about them. That just makes them all the more creepy.
I definitely get that. And I think ever since then, he's had that growl in him. He's had that, I want to kill all Titans, and I think he would have taken anything that would have helped them become stronger. That's where he was. He was a sponge. He wanted to get in there to learn. Trust me, you don't go into a military, into a military regiment, because you're your own guy and you're gonna do it how you're gonna want to do it. No, he wants to learn. I want to learn how to kill these Titans the way, the most effective way possible. I want to learn it. I want to do it, and I want to kill them as many as I fucking can. And if he would have been ahead of the game if Mikasa would have fucking tried to mentor him instead of trying to be a second ridiculous, arrogant mother to him. I mean, honestly, and she just really had the wrong idea. Like I said, she really had the wrong idea. Truly, she had the wrong idea. It's a different situation. You can't put yourself in the place of his mother. Like I haven't always agreed with my mother, but the disagreement that I'm going to have with my mother is different. It's a respect that's always going to be there because that's the woman who's raising you. She loves you overall, and you know it, and she gave you life. So I mean, it's like that other part of it. It's just a mother being a mother and being worried about her son, and you understand that. But somebody who knows me, who really knows who I am and what I was willing to do at one point. And you look at me like this, it's just it's a stab in the back, and there's no way. And I put myself in Aaron's position. There's no way a woman would ever gain my heart doing that to me. There's no way a woman would ever gain my heart doing that. No way. It's not about her being a woman. It's about her not understanding. Do you understand our history? Do you understand I killed men for you? I killed men for you. Like, what are you doing? I killed men for you. Are you really seriously acting like you don't remember this? You know, like come on. It's like, what are you doing? That's why he's like that half the time. Like, why are you doing this? Like you know who I am, really. Why are you doing this? It's just like there's no way he was gonna love her like that. There's no way he was gonna. He always cared about her. That's what that was. He'll always care about her. He'll always rap that. He'll always care about her in that way because he knows. He knows what could have happened. He knows she might not have been here or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever tortures they had. Said they had in mind for her. You know what I'm saying? When they had taken her. You know, so like, but it's not. It's like it's
or
not
whatever
love.
they may or may not have done, whatever the people they sold her to would have done. Either way.
Yeah. And it's more, and I think it's more of a sister love right now. I think he kind of sees it, but it's just he didn't go in because it's more of a sister love, man. It's not like
Whereas that's definitely not her thing.
no, it's definitely not. But
Like the first time someone, I can't remember who it was, someone said to her, like, yeah, I get it, you love him, and blah, blah, blah. And she blushed, like, did that real, like, fucking heavy blush. She's just like, that's not what it is. Like, yeah, it is. It is, and you know it.
yeah,
But, like, I don't even really, like, to a point, I don't even really fault her for it. She's just holding on way too hard to this promise that she made.
yeah, but
To
it's
like you know, like I get it, you know, ignorance and like you know, not sort of, I guess, I don't know if reading the room is the right term, but I think you know what I mean. Like,
but I think she needs to understand just the levels to it. I think she's intelligent. I think they should have written her as intelligent enough to read into the levels of things. I mean, it's like seriously, that's his mother. You're his friend that kind of became a family member in a way, but that's his mother. It's like it's not the same thing. The way he kind of took it on the chin from his mother is a little bit different than where he's going to take it from somebody else. You or you know what I'm saying, you or fucking Armin. He's not gonna take that from you or Armin the way he would take that from his mother because that's his mother.
and even that was very begrudging a lot of the time. It was
Yes,
very much just like, yeah, I get it. You're my mother. I love you, you know, more than words. And obviously I have to listen to you, but fucking Jesus Christ, lady, you don't get me.
yeah, and that's and that became and I think that's the thing that will ultimately hold him back until she understands that, and I think that's why she kind of went there because she realized that how much how much how much of what she and his mother were doing was really wearing him down, and he was kind of weighted down by the feeling of just being this useless little kid and everything like that. He was kind of weighed down by that. That's kind of that's kind of how he felt like his mother saw him, and how even Mikasa saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he was just completely weighed down by that. It's just, I mean, I think the way they had him on the ground like that, just laughing and just kind of laughing and crying at the same time, and just kind of all on all fours, just kind of like I think that was just like it was really symbolic of just how weighed down he was by this, how really weighed down he was by that whole idea that I'm like you had a kid who just fighting for what is right. I'm sorry, I don't. I look at him and I see the way he talks, and everybody else looks at it as blowhard shit. But I look at somebody, it's like he's passionate. If he were bigger, if he were older, it would be people looking at him and being fucking inspired. But they, but they see him being smaller or whatever, and they think it's just him talking shit. But it's like you're living in a situation, and is he wrong? See and that's the one thing everybody can say, oh, blah blah blah, Aaron this and Aaron that. But the one thing they never fucking said about him is that he was a liar, and that he was saying that he was wrong about what the fuck he was saying. They can never say that about him though. Were you living as cattle? Yeah, you fucking were. He won't say this about you. He's saying about his fucking self. He was saying about himself too, and he's sick of it. You just weren't sick of it, and so everything he said was making him a blowhard because you weren't sick of it, but he was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't feel like I said people just basically made him out to be like that because he was the only one that was brave enough to be sick of it. Yeah, and that's the whole fucking thing. Anybody else that was brave enough to be sick of it would be, would be listened to with more, and be taken seriously. But because it's Aaron, it's like he's just every time, no matter what he does, joins the scouts, join whatever, man. Oh, Aaron again, kill, kills that, does this, becomes a Titan. Didn't even know it, becomes a Titan. Still, no matter what. Is he gonna be worth it? Is he gonna be worth it? Is he gonna be worth it? Putting your faith, is he gonna be worth it? It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, what has this guy ever done to make you guys feel like that he's all he's done is saying, I want better for us. We shouldn't be living as cattle. We should kill these fucking Titans. There's more out here beyond this. This is all the fuck he was ever saying in his fucking life. And it's just
that's one thing that really pissed me off with people. Once he like became a Titan, killed a bunch of Titans, did various other things, people are still just like, oh, prove you're on our side. It's like, are you fucking... How stupid are you? He's given no indication that despite this thing, he's anything other than on your side. But people are still just like, oh, they're afraid of what he is. Fuck off. Just take a second to think about what he's done, and the answer is very clear.
And trust me, I get what you were saying before, Charles, when he was saying about that. You know what I'm saying? Just stop being, you guys are cowards. Have put all your faith in me. He was getting pissed, and
I still maintain that was cringy.
That was very cringy. But no, it's just like, look, even though he hasn't given any indication that he is a threat to them, which is true. He hasn't given any indication that he's a threat. I understand at the very least that they would be suspicious of him.
Oh yeah, I get having reservations. But just that, like, very much just like, they just gave the indication there's like, we still like, they almost act like it's a completely new thing, even though it's something they know about and they're learning about.
So in that particular,
almost like,
in that particular, in that particular context, it's like for example, like they hung out with him for years, they knew him for years, they're best friends with him, and then as soon as he turns Titan, they're like, it's like, we don't even know who you are. Who are you? We don't trust you.
That's not completely invalid. That is not completely invalid because no one knew that humans could turn into Titans. So that's not completely invalid. But to immediately think that he should be on trial like he's done something wrong essentially by transforming into a Titan was just ridiculous.
That's it. That complete condemnation of the guy, despite all the evidence they'd seen up until that point that he's not interested in fucking up humanity. He's done nothing but defend humanity. But they're still just like, oh, we should probably put him to death. That seems like, that's the most likely thing we should probably do.
And then this kid pushes himself beyond what anybody thought could be, and picking up this fucking boulder and plugging up that fucking hole. And then still have to hear echoes and mumbles about, is he worth, is he worth the sacrifice? Is he worth the sacrifice? It's just like, it's just this.
It's like, motherfucker, I'll put the boulder back. Do you want to lift it? Like, are you fucking shitting me right now?
It's like a virus that spread. It started with his mother. It went out to Mikasa and Armin, and it just became a thing that just, that one scout guy, Hannes or whatever, it just kind of spread. And that's kind of what people started to see Aaron as, this guy who talks a lot, but it's like, but people just don't want to keep seeing what he's doing and what he said. And
I have a counter theory. Aaron is completely oblivious to his ability. He doesn't know how, he's not 100% sure how it works. He knows how to activate it, but even then it doesn't activate 100% of the time. So he's not 100% sure what the trigger actually is. He just knows that he needs to injure himself in order to trigger it, but he's not completely sure if there is an emotional component that is tied to it, even though we know that there is. However, to the other humans that turn into Titans, such as Raynor and Bearholt and Emir, though, and even Annie, they have all proven to be threats. They've all proven to be threats. So those people, they with the soldiers' experiences with them turning into Titans, that's only going to further suspicions with Aaron, I think. Sure, there are
It definitely.
people that are still trusting of Aaron, and Aaron does continuously prove that he is only looking for humanity's best interests. I get that. But with more and more people showing up with the ability to turn into Titans and them continuously proving to be a threat, that's only going to make things more difficult for Aaron. He's constantly going to have to keep proving himself that he is an ally to humanity.
But see, that's just bullshit to me. And I just, again, that's just bullshit to me. He's Aaron has never been closed off. He's never been antisocial. He's always been somebody who tried to reflect doing the right thing and understanding that it was that sometimes it's going to be hard. But and sometimes it's not always going to be, you're not going to always win the fight, but people have to know that you're willing to fight, for what's right. That if you're picking on his friend, he's gonna stand up for his friend no matter what, because that's his friend. And his family, you're taking his family rations for the fucking next 3 days. I mean, it's what's fucking right. I don't understand how the details get so mixed up in Aaron being a blowhard. He's doing what the fuck is right. And then you got one of these fucking little stand owners trying to fight one of the scouts because he's getting so pissed off at how flippant they are to the whole situation. He's getting so fucking pissed. Like, come on, man. Like, do something about this. You know what I'm saying? This isn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like he's getting so pissed. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He's ready to assault. You know what I'm saying? He assaulted one guy throwing the bottle at him. He's ready to fight the other guy. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
well, when he threw the bottle at the guy and the guy just like laughed at him. It's like, okay, first off, you just threw a bottle at a soldier. That's assaulting a military personnel. I mean, isn't there like some kind of law against that?
man, please.
You would think.
Yeah.
But see,
What was the guy's? I keep forgetting. What was the guy's name? Is like sort of friend in the military police. The guy you sort of got into shit with very early on in the show, and who later came back and was just like, yeah, you guys need to be a trio and stuff like that.
That's Hannes.
That's Hannes.
Yeah, he wasn't military police. He wasn't.
He wasn't.
No.
What was he?
The symbol on the back of his uniform was not the horse with the horn. The horse with the horn is military police. He has the roses. That's not military police.
Whatever that guy was, like what is that thing?
Shit. There's the scout division. There's the military police division. What's the third one? Shit.
Yeah, right.
There's three divisions.
Vanguard. I believe there's a cadet and Vanguard.
It might be Vanguard.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Here, you know what?
Whatever,
that's gonna bug me. I'm gonna have to look it up. Attack on Titan.
But while he's doing that, what was the thing about him though?
Yeah, what were you bringing that
up?
up?
My original point.
But basically, it is basically it's just saying to me that I get where people were coming from, and I don't know. I get that they felt like there were bigger things, and you know what I'm saying, like, but to sit here, it's just, I don't know. I think it's a thing about the citizens when it comes to the hierarchy. It's always been this, no matter what. The people make the soldiers. So if you make the people indifferent to the soldiers, then there will be no more people that will want to be soldiers. So when you deplete those
it's
soldiers,
the garrison. It's called the garrison.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you deplete those soldiers, there's going to be no one inspired and to want to go and join any of those, any of those courses, any of those, any of those sections or anything like that. And so you don't want to run too much afoul of the people and act like they're subjugated under, under military rule or whatever. You don't want to go that way, because then you won't have any people willing to be soldiers for you at all. So that's how the factory works. You don't fuck with the people too much, because then the people won't be soldiers. Because then what? You think the motherfuckers up there with noble names are gonna want to be fucking soldiers? I mean, yeah. Now, ridiculously, because of very weird circumstances, one actually did Historia, but that was some very unique circumstances.
Yeah. Well,
by the way, we have to mention, because she comes in there. By the way, is it just me? Am I reaching, or was the Emir Krista, aka Historia, thing, were there lesbian vibes there, or was it just
100%?
Yeah, I'd even go as far as to say probably 110%. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely Lesbos.
Charles, sir. Okay. Okay. Yes, an island that used to be in Greece way back there. You know what I'm saying? It was called that. It was called Lesbos. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Just way back in the day, it was an island, and just the more you know. The more you know.
It was
Thank
a bunch
you,
of butt fucking
you know.
and then Lesbos.
Yeah. Thank you, Charles. The more you know. All right.
But yeah, no, Amir definitely wanted to turn Titan and use that giant tongue to,
Okay.
Oh my
I just
God.
want to make sure.
Which I'm actually kind of surprised that they went that route with those two characters, because
Really?
I was under the impression that Japanese culture is not that progressive with that type of subject matter.
I would have thought that, I would have thought that Mikasa could have honestly been a candidate, for being a lesbian, because it seemed like she was just doing it all wrong. It just seemed like it was almost like, okay,
Really?
does she
really, dude? I mean,
she was doing it all wrong.
Mikasa
She
is
wanted the guy,
simping hard for Eren.
but she was doing it so wrong.
He wants that piece so bad.
But she was like a feminist. She was like a modern day feminist who likes a guy. It was weird. It was weird. You're weak. Go home and chop wood. I love you. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm just like, no, bro.
Wow.
I'm just like, that's what it feels like to me, man. Now we're looking at Gandalf the Observer. Okay.
Richard Kish says, Charles has now gone from a closet atheist to a homophobic misogynist. What's next?
No, see, we cleaned that up. We cleaned that up, Richard. We were talking about it. We were talking about a former island in Greece way back that was called Lesbos. That's what we were talking about. That's what we were. That the more you know, Richard. The more you see. The more you know, we were educating. See, when I do the more you know, you got to understand that we were educating at that point. Don't mistake what was happening there. We were educating. See, Lesbos, island in Greece, way back in the day. It has some controversial things going on. I heard, but I don't know too much on that. I just know there was such a place a long time ago called Lesbos. See, the more you know.
I always heard the original Greek Olympics were shot put with a completely different kind of balls.
Look, let me tell you something, okay? Okay, the day that we seen those statues, okay? I mean, guys wrestling and they didn't seem to have like a lot of clothes on, and it's just, okay, we get it.
One was oddly bent over and the other one was kind of standing up righteously.
I don't know. Okay, but we're not doing this.
I was like, I'm thinking about Greeks fucking each other in the ass, and I just don't know. It's history. Get over it.
I I guess it's not history. It's in the now right now. It's not
It's his story.
It's definitely in the now right now.
Guys
Guys are still fucking guys. Last time I checked, so that's not
and it
that's
all
not history.
started with the Greek.
But I will
This
say
is very,
that
very gay.
but I just will say if I the best way to describe that's how I describe it. Like Mikasa is a modern day feminist who happens to like a guy. But just the way she's going about wooing him is just not working because she's doing it in a feminist way. She's doing it in a mainstream feminist way, and it's just not working out.
That's it. Just take the top off. He's all in. I guarantee it.
I don't know because I think she's kind of taking the sort of mom role, the sort of like mom view on him. She's become more like a sister now. I think it's gonna be hard to break. I think it's gonna be hard to break that for him.
That as well.
Huh?
I can definitely see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just throughout all of season 1 and even part of season 2, she has been simping hard for him.
But he's never going to see it like that.
Well, the thing is that I'd even go as far as to say that I'm not even really a fan of Eren. I would say that the show could probably be fine without him.
I mean, I'll be honest. When I thought he died in season 1, I was just like, okay, it's Mikasa's story now, and I was pretty okay with that.
I was fine with that too. I was like, so we're going to focus on Mikasa now? Okay, I'm fine with that.
No.
Yeah.
She is way too closed off, man. I mean,
well, that's why we learn more about her backstory. And I'm like, ooh, we're going to get more character development on her character. I'm all in for that.
I guess. Eren needs, because Eren is
because he's so stupid. I think that's one of the things that annoys me about that character.
Yeah. Oh my God. He gets way too emotional about some things.
And he's constantly just like, okay, 6 people have betrayed me, but it's insane what you're saying that this 7th person would betray me. That's insane. You guys are crazy.
It's like he can't see the patterns in front of him.
But you got but you got to trust people.
I get believing in people, but at a certain point, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. I mean, look. I mean, it's like the shit that happened when they were able to piece the pieces together. But
how weird was that? I mean, how weird is it to piece together? Okay, there's a Titan laying in this house. I happen to pick up a picture of Connie's mother and father. But hold up, wait a second. When I turn this picture up and down, what in the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
That I called as soon as they saw the Titan laying on top of the house.
But I know that. But put yourself in their place. Put yourself in their place. Put yourself in Eren's place. You saw your mother as you're being carried away. You see your mother being eaten by a Titan. I'm like, I gotta feel like that does something to you. That among other things, it just does something to you. And you almost have nothing. You don't know where your father is right now. You wonder if he's alive or dead.
Where the fuck is he?
Yeah, you're holding.
Last time we saw him was on, I think, with a horse and carriage in season 1, early season 1.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's like so he's holding on to whatever he can hold on to right now. And when there's people that seem like they believe in him because and that's the thing you have to understand.
He must be happy now because now there are people that believe in him.
I guess so, but now it's less about their belief and more about what has to be done. I think he's almost past all of that right now. I think by the end of season 2, I mean, I think he's a lot past a lot of that shit right now. But he walked with a lot of disbelief from people before. And then when you get Reiner, who seems to really believe in him, you get Annie, who's trying to help him become stronger. You see these people. He's like these people that seem to want to befriend me and believe in me and want to, you know what I'm saying, and want to help me be better. It's like, do I really believe that these people are the people that want to see me dead? Like, you can put yourself in his place. You know, it's like, damn, it's like all these people that I've known all my life don't believe in me. They think I'm weak. They think I just talk a bunch of shit. They think I talk a bunch of way out stuff. They think I talk a bunch of stuff that's never going to happen because they're cattle. And I don't want to be cattle. I know I'm cattle. I don't want to be anymore. It's like, and they are, man, they're fine with it. And then they think that I'm just talking a bunch of dumb shit. And these other people believe in who I am, believe in what I'm, and believe in what I want. And they want the same, and they seem to want the same thing. Like, why would they betray me? Why would they want to see me dead? They seem to do everything. They seem to do everything that they want to help me, including, like he said, helping me kick their ass. You know, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would they want to see me dead? It's kind of a shocker. Even when Reiner told him straight up, I'm the Armor Titan, he's a Colossal Titan.
Which was one of the most offhanded fucking things. Just like, hey, Aaron, can we talk for a minute? Everybody else is walking away, and they kind of cut back to them, like somewhat off in the distance. He's like, "Yeah, I'm the Armor Titan. He's the what's the other one?
Colossal.
He's the Colossal." Just sort of off in the background.
And by the
like
way,
ultimately, it gets revealed a bit more heavily later on, but initially, it's just like, "Yeah, so I'm the Armor Titan. He's the Colossal." Mama, you know. Yeah,
I swear, it's like the fucking adult from Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it's just wah, 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 wah. No way. Yeah, and wah, 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 wah. Oh.
And speaking of Colossal Titan, I mean, what did you guys make initially of that fucking Titan? You know, his face being revealed inside the fucking wall.
Yeah, that was fuck it. That was like I think that was the post-credit sequence in season 2 initially. Season 1, sorry.
Sort of, but going into season 2, it was more of like, you know, it was sort of like a moment that, you know what I'm saying, that what was her Hamza had with the I believe it was her name, right? You know what I'm saying, Hanji, I believe, that she had with the priest, where she almost dropped him.
Like the somewhat insane scientist chick.
Yeah, where she almost, but I think she's like a high-ranking officer also too. But she almost dropped them. I mean, it was like, yeah, man, it's like, what the fuck? That thing inside the fucking wall is fucking massive. I mean, massive.
It's like pretty much at the top of the wall. Pretty close too.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is fucking like super massive. Like, like what the fuck? It was like that was some weird fucking, I mean, and then to say don't let sunlight hit it, like that, like, what the fuck, man?
and that's all he tells them too. It's like, don't let sunlight hit it. All right, we'll cover it with sheets. Tell us more. I can't. It's my religion. I can't tell you anything. But there's this girl that you might know who can probably tell you some stuff. It's like, motherfucker. I would have held that dude over the wall for days until he finally confessed.
My God, man, I'm trying to tell you that's why I was telling my daughter that the one thing that I really liked about this show, what I like about anime a lot of times, is that they'll tell a fantastic supernatural sometimes story, but at the foundation of it, it's like, it's still like a real conversation to be had about, you know, so like this one, like governments and keeping secrets and what they know and what they let their people know and everything like that, and what's really happening. How about, you know what I'm saying? It's because of course it's just a lot of people believe that this is some goddamn hell sent monsters or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. But, and then more and more people are starting to, at least more and more of the soldiers are starting to realize, okay, it may be science that may be fucking involved here. It's got to be. I mean, what the fuck? How does the whole town turn into fucking Titans?
We're pretty much at like a 90 to 100% chance we did this. People, you know, those people that are all good and stuff. Yeah, we might have done that. Maybe.
Like a whole fucking, like that's how you get these hordes going. Like, how does the fucking whole town turn into fucking Titans? You know what I'm saying? Like, and just starts going at people, man. It's crazy. You know, and then what you see is, and I think what was meant to be seen in that situation is that some is that it's sort of like an experiment, and some experiments, some things don't work out. Like, and that's what, and like that's what that Titan collapsed on that house was, is, one of the experiments not quite working out, and that's where you start to maybe.
Like, it started. We were trying to make, we were trying to make it so people didn't have to work out, they didn't have to eat as much, and then
this guy.
Yeah. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. This happened. End of the world. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do it, but science isn't perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, and but what? Okay, now real quick.
But also, don't tell anyone.
And real quick, I want to say, like, what do we make of? Because I feel like it does deserve some honorable mention at the very least. What do we think about this one guy, about the guy and his crew and whatnot, and their whole thing with fucking Levi?
Like, you mean the guy who was like trying to be Levi, and like all the others that got like just smashed to bits?
I guess the guy, him and his whole crew with the guns, and what I'm saying, he was sort of like obsessed with taking out fucking, I guess, like Garrison or fucking, those guys or whatever.
You mean the one, like the ones who are all like
crap. Let me take a moment. Let me stop. I'm gonna stop.
Give me spoilers.
Almost. God damn it.
It wasn't me. It was not me.
No, it wasn't Charles. Charles is a good man. Mr. Stone is a piece of garbage.
I forgot. Oh my God. I just got so into it. I'm sorry. I'm going to stop. That's fucked up. Okay.
Yeah. Stone was in the zone. Ah, it rhymes.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
When you're in the Stone Zone, not only are you faced with a hairy monkey arm of a dick, you're also faced with spoilers.
The Stone Zone.
It's a terrible place.
The Stone Zone? Oh my God, that can't.
Yeah, the Stone Zone.
That can't work. That can't work as the title of any show that I do. But why am I still thinking about it? Anyway. All right. Anyway.
That definitely has to be a thing.
It's probably going to be because I'm still thinking about it. I don't know.
Next week on the Stone Zone, I take my headphones off and Stone ruins everything. Swings around his fucking, long, hairy,
I don't know what you want me to tell you, pal. Do you want me to tell you? You want me to answer if I manscape? You want me to answer that question? Because I do.
Oh, you've already answered that. You don't.
No, I do.
You compared it to Monkey Titan.
Oh, no. In length only.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
In length only.
Yeah, sure.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Okay, okay.
I know, right?
That's
6 o'clock. Charles, who is this guy we're doing shows with?
No idea.
Okay, unless you guys have some more to say on this, because I've definitely overreached, but I think we definitely reached our end of only a 12 season surprise, only a 12 episode second season of Attack on Titan.
We got about 35 minutes to discuss Saw 4.
Oh, don't be like that, man. Don't be like that, Charles. Don't be like that. But let's just, but just in case, I mean, I'm willing to go a little bit over the one. I'm just saying, the main thing that I don't want to do is have to go like straight from doing the show and straight to kind of running out the door. That's all.
Okay.
If I can just have some time to decompress before having to go and skate out of here, you know what I'm saying? That would be ideal. That absolutely ideal. So it's not saying like 1 o'clock I'm out of here. It's just saying like if I could have about a half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour to decompress a little bit, and then get back to doing something else. Yeah, because like talking to you guys is not work. But being here and being able to be in one place and maintain professionalism and not go and do other stuff a bunch of times, and that's the work part. But not talking to you guys and doing this, that's not work.
Oh yeah.
But having to be here and having to kind of be consistently here for a couple of hours, that's work. But not because of you guys, but because of just having to be here and not being able to be a bunch of other places at the same time, because we're trying to maintain professionalism, and I strive for that. So the professionalism is what's the work, not talking to you guys. So if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I mean, this show has professionalism.
When I'm gonna sit my ass here and consistently be here and not do anything else, like let me go and get something to eat. Let me go and get something to fucking eat, like fucking eat the whole dozen of eggs that are in the fucking fridge, and
I know what you're
oatmeal
doing.
and almost all the bacon, because I don't want anybody else to eat after I've eaten breakfast. So let me go and fucking do that, and then eat in your fucking face, because I'm having a flashback. I'm so,
Don't chill. It's fine. It's okay.
We're
Things are
no
good
longer
now.
doing that anymore. We're no longer doing
things are good. It's okay.
Professionalism. That's why I needed it. That's why I strive for it. That's why I work so hard to be professional like that, because I don't want to become that. I don't want to subject anybody else to that anymore. I'm sorry. That's old news, folks.
I'm not going to eat a dozen eggs, but I'm going to take a piss. So I'll be back.
No problem. I'm just saying, man. I enjoyed this. I'm enjoying it again. Like, that's the one thing that I love about doing this, especially when it connects to like more present time, because we can now go back through the seasons and then finally get into the last season and review that. Also, it's great. I would have done it anyway, even if they didn't have a current last season happening, but I'm glad to have a current last season that we can kind of reflect on that and then say our goodbyes to it officially. So, it'll be bittersweet again, as it always is, but it'll be great. I'll be glad that we had a final season to say goodbye to, and I'm enjoying it again. I'm kind of on this roller coaster again, pretending as best I can to not know what's going to happen in the further seasons and everything like that, and just enjoy the ride and analyze what it is right now. So I'm glad to be doing that. I was surprised by such short season, but I think fate kind of worked it out to be more efficient for us today. So I'm kind of glad in a way that it was only 12 episodes in this season. But I mean, it was great, action packed, no story, no story lacking, in my opinion. I think it still fed everything it needed to feed in this, and even gave you a little bit more. Yeah. I mean, it made the Beast Titan speaking a little more passe, but she was still more primitive with it. She wasn't as eloquent and as clearly intelligent, clearly far-reaching intelligent that Beast Titan is. So she doesn't take a whole lot away from him in that way. It makes it a little more passe, but still, that Beast Titan was very intelligent. I think it's almost weirdly strategic for them to have for this Beast Titan to look like a primate, but be able to speak with such eloquence and such intelligence, such clear control and confidence in everything. It's just like he clearly wants to be off-putting in his whole appearance and his display and everything. Somehow he just really wants to really off-put and intimidate people. And I think he really enjoyed how much he was intimidating and befuddling, that guy, that scout on the ground like that. I think he really enjoyed that. I think he was getting all that he was looking to accomplish in that one guy, like to really just
talking about eggs and oatmeal.
No, we're talking about the Beast Titan and his exchange with the soldier. It was like he just really seemed like he likes the fact that he was so put off and so befuddled and so intimidated by this incredibly large titan that looks like a primate that speaks with such intelligence and eloquence. He seemed to be enjoying the fact because it seemed to be what he's going for. I think he wants to be befuddling, intimidating, confusing. Just what the hell is this? None of these things that look like humanoids can speak. But this guy who looks like a primate speaks with the eloquence and intelligence. Like, okay, what the hell is this? I think he likes that. That's my takeaway from the Beast Titan. Also, is that he like that. I think
to the point too. Like he doesn't fuck around with like, hey, how you doing? He asks very specific questions.
Yeah.
So far, his first interaction with humanity is a guy's, I asked you a question. Can you answer it? Surely you speak the same language as me. All right, I guess I gotta, I guess you gotta die now, but I'm gonna take your shit.
Yeah, man. It's just like I said, I'm just glad. Like I was telling him, man, as I was kind of like closing out, it was like I'm enjoying just kind of getting into the roller coaster and just kind of like just locking into the season as is and trying to put out of my mind everything that I know and think I know about the other seasons and just kind of just lock into what it is now. And I'm glad that we have a actual final season, a current final season to analyze and be able to say an official goodbye to when we're done with this. And because I really like this. Everything that they did with this, because like I said, they tell a fantastic story like this. And and you can say for me, see, if it was really just about science, it would be a bigger spoiler where I wouldn't say anything. But I think that's not the biggest thing here, that science is involved with this. That it's just not like hell sent monsters. Like science is more involved. I think anybody who's intelligent enough and been watching the first two seasons are starting to get an understanding that science is involved in this. But it's just that's not the biggest thing, and I know it. That's not the biggest. That's not the biggest reveal here, And
it kind of makes it fuck. It makes sense to transition from Fringe into this. They deal with similar things in a different way, and again, I don't know where things go, but it's definitely like there's elements that are similar.
I could definitely see your point. Just thinking about it now, I never thought about it until right now, honestly, but I can definitely see your point. I really can. I really didn't think. I really didn't think of it when I really just felt like Attack on Titan deserved, it definitely deserved some, some review, some recognition. It's definitely a great anime that really gives you layers. It's not just a fantastic, it's just these things and these demons. No disrespect to any other anime at all, because I'm not making it seem like, it's so juvenile. It's fun. I enjoy
there's some great shit that's a lot more simplistic than this, but to have like a nice deep story is very welcome.
Yeah, and that is more, it's like one of those things like we deal with now. A lot of stuff that we deal with now were things that were in play long before we were even born. And that's kind of what they're dealing with.
Like the Greeks.
Huh? Okay. This guy. Hey, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Oh boy.
See, yes, he was showing us how to put a rope or a stick through a round hole. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Greeks. The Olympics.
The Greeks.
Wrestling.
Oh my God. Okay. No one's saying wrestling was okay. No one's saying wrestling will ultimately break out into, into lovemaking, but just some people just.
Come on, man! Really?
I'm saying that.
Take a look at the outfits they're wearing. Come on. At one point, somebody had to pop a stiffy.
Hey, okay. Wait the fucking second, Charles. Wait the fucking second, Charles. Okay, because I wrestled in high school, man. I never got.
Oh, wait. So do you ever see the South Park episode about real wrestling? That shit is gay.
Look, I never fucking got a stiffy. I don't give a fuck what you guys say. Okay.
You say that now, but show me the tapes. I don't believe you.
I don't have tapes. I don't have tapes. What's wrong with you?
Of course you don't have tapes because it's X-rated.
Now maybe
That would be illegal.
No. Now maybe now maybe when I wrestled that girl that one time. Now maybe just maybe. But I'm just saying.
Like girl with stubble and a mullet.
No, I actually no. I swear to God, I actually did wrestle a girl one time when I was on the wrestling team. I actually went to a tournament and I actually wrestled a female.
They allow that?
Huh?
They allow that?
Totally. Even way back then, before a couple of years before the new millennium, yeah, they had girls that were on wrestling teams. We didn't have one, but they, you know what I'm saying, but I definitely wrestled that girl. And
you didn't get a stiffy.
Are you fucking kidding? I mean,
he's saying, of course,
I had a cup, but I had a cup. But mind you,
so you did, but it was painful.
But mind you, Damian, we wore a cup. Okay, but yeah.
It's like someone ringing a bell.
If you
a plastic bell.
If you weren't mindful, if you weren't mindful and you wanted to be painful, yeah, you just go ahead and go and let it go. But if you know the cup is there and you know it's not going to be comfortable while you're wrestling, yeah, even that rare opportunity that I had to maintain. I had to keep focused. Couldn't enjoy it too much. I couldn't enjoy that too much. Okay. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say that. Fucking hell. Okay, we are done with the wrestling officially. You know what I'm saying? We are done with wrestling now. Let me get behind my microphone real quick. Oh my God. Let me get behind the microphone. Jesus Christ. All right, I'm back. So all right, so we have Saw, or I like to call the Save as I Save installment. Like what? I mean, let me just start with the big question here, just right away, because I just like to do shit like that. I'm sorry. Sometimes I like go in order, and we'll review the movie, but I just at least want to kind of start with this. What do you think was supposed to happen if Rig would have just went with his wife to help her mother?
What do you think
would happen? What do you think would happen to Detective Matthews? What do you think would have happened to the lawyer? I forget his fucking name. But
they would have spoiled him. They would have survived.
Oh, fucking right. He never would have went through the.
Actually.
Okay.
If he had just gone to help his wife,
everything
would have been cool for. Well, even the horrific rapist fat guy, motel owner guy, not motel, rundown apartment runner guy.
Really?
I believe that was a motel.
It wasn't a motel shit.
I believe it was.
Motel thing.
Whatever that shithole was. Either way,
it was definitely a motel. But
yeah.
Go ahead, Charles.
But no, it's just if Rig had actually gone with his wife to go help her mother, none of this entire movie wouldn't have happened.
Okay, well, maybe that wasn't the best question, but I just really felt like, I was kind of being the dummy.
It's a good question.
It's
just
good question.
Got a quick answer.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, a lot less elaborate than what I thought it was going to be. I do have to say, but I'll just, but because it's kind of just like, like, wow, okay, but that's the thing in horror movies. The mistake has to happen in order for the horror movie to happen. So
Yep.
yeah, innocence, man. You kind of get back into the movie. You kind of get back into that kid innocence a little bit. And it's just like, yeah, what if he just would have like
Yes, but
sometimes you don't
I am thankful that Rig did not go with his wife to go help her mother, because if he did, we wouldn't have gotten the best reveal. Well, no, the second best reveal in the entire series.
I it's I think we should talk about that later when we close out. When we
Could you
close out
imagine if that
complete.
was just the movie though? It's just Rig helping his wife and her mother, and then on the TV in the background, you get news reports about like, oh, they found this guy, and they're completely fine, but there was some kind of weird shit going on. But you
Yeah.
wouldn't even you wouldn't even have that.
I don't know. There
It
was
would
still
have just been Rig helping his wife and his mother and
no,
her mother.
but there will still be some pieces there, man, because ultimately either either he would
No,
have
no, no,
to.
no. I can see it now. I can see it now. Rig is picking up some luggage or picking something up heavy at his wife's mother's house, and then he gets a phone call on his cell phone. He puts the big box down, answers the phone. He hears some creepy breathing. It's Jigsaw, and he says, "Hello, Rig. I want to play a game." And he's like, "Not today, Jigsaw." Click.
No, but
And then,
I still
then
say this.
Jigsaw calls back. He's like, wait a minute. You
I
could
still say
maybe
this
that
though.
peeling in the wallpaper. Maybe it's just a peel in the wallpaper. Maybe it's a game.
But think about it though. But think
Nope,
about it.
not doing it.
But
Nope.
think about it. What would happen? But see, there's still an interesting story there, even with Rig not being in there though,
Yeah,
because Detective Hoffman has to reveal himself.
that's
And
true.
what would have to be the fate of Matthews and and the lawyer, because he would he would have to reveal himself in order to leave.
Yeah, I feel like Matthews probably would have still been killed with the ice cubes. And then he probably would have just shot. Was it? What was his name? Blank. Art.
Art, art
Okay, yeah,
blank,
yeah.
art blank.
Blank. Yeah, I feel like Matthews probably would have still been killed with the ice cubes. Then he would have just killed Blank somehow and just been like, "Wow, this sucked. Really, this is my yeah, fine. Going to Burger King. Fuck this."
So in your mind, he always intends to kill Matthews and Blank, the lawyer. He always intends to kill them.
There's got to be some element of that, surely.
Well,
Hmm.
my
But I don't know.
here's
Maybe
my
like
question.
because you can't just let them go because it kind of spoils the whole thing. But
Yeah, and in the
But
news report, you
uh,
have a
there are
and the news
also
report.
there are wolves though, so
Yep, in the news report, you have a crazed and injured Detective Matthews that'll keep telling people that Detective Hoffman is Jigsaw. You know,
yeah, exactly. Like there are rules, but there are also secrets. So I don't know how that would play out exactly.
yeah, but here's my question. Why does Hoffman need to reveal himself as the new Jigsaw killer?
Also true.
why does he need to?
So
Yeah,
I
why
guess
does he
yeah.
need
He
to?
needs to get away.
Well, yeah, but he I guess he could have just played it like,
Yeah, but I mean,
okay, I
if
guess we all
look,
got away. Like I don't know what the fuck
th-
happened.
this whole thing, this whole elaborate plan
Okay.
happened
Hmm.
after Rig was already captured.
Yeah.
By the time, like when Rig showed up at his house, when Rig showed up at his house to meet up with his wife, none of this shit was set up yet. None of it was. This all happened after Rig was already captured. Rig was knocked out, and then everything else was put in place.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So if Rig had gone with his wife instead of staying behind, I don't think any of this would have even been set up. I don't think it would have been. I don't think that Art Blank would have been there in the first place. I think the only one that would still be held captive would be Detective Matthews. And the only reason why that would be is because he was originally captured in the second movie because of Amanda Young.
And they'd had him for, I think they said 6 months.
Yep,
I think
6 months.
at that point.
Yeah, they had him for 6 months at that point.
They had him for 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months. Yeah.
That is
no,
interesting.
it's just like that's the only thing. But no, Art Blank, he was captured before, but we don't know where he was after that point.
But he survived the game. He survived the game. He
survived the game. He did. So, but we don't know where he went after he survived.
Which, by the way, folks, let's make
and
sure
we also don't have a time frame for exactly when the fuck that occurred either.
Exactly, we don't know.
And just so we're clear, because we want to make sure that we give credence to the traps and the overall and that part, because that's what Saul's all about too. So he of course we begin on him where he's basically sort of like chained in sort of like this death struggle game with somebody else. His mouth is sewn shut.
It's a situation of see no evil and speak no evil.
Yeah.
And where the other guy was pretty sizable, his eyes were sewn shut. And it was this whole struggle with that, and he ultimately.
And they're in a mausoleum with chains attached to each of them. That's also, the chains are attached to some kind of mechanism that draws them closer and closer together.
Yep. And the collars around their neck that are connected to the chains that are connected to this mechanism that's pulling them closer together. On the collar, on the back of their neck, there is a key. And on the back of the neck, on the collar of the guy with his eyes sewn shut, the key is for Art Blank's collar. He tries to wave the guy down, saying like, "Hey, there's a key behind your neck," and he tries to see. I think he assumes that there's a key behind his neck, but he's like, "Oh, you can't see." So they start attacking each other. Art Blank gets hit in the leg with a hook.
Art Blank has a hatchet, and he chooses to throw it at the guy.
Yeah, which I thought was really fucking stupid. It's like,
yeah,
really?
It's just like he throws it at him like it's a wrench or something. Like
you have a
not
hatchet,
like a throwing axe.
You
just
throw
like
the damn thing. Come on, man, really?
Yeah.
But
if you're really committed, come on, guy.
Yeah, but no, the guy with the eyes sewn shut, he takes the hook and hits Art Blank in the leg with it, which I'm like, he better hope he missed the femoral artery at that point. Because if he did not miss the femoral artery, he's going to bleed out in less than 30 seconds. So, yeah. But Art manages to overpower the guy. He gets pulled closer to the mechanism, then takes a hammer and starts banging on the guy's head, pretty much killing him. Takes the key, unhatches the collar. Art Blank is free, but he still has the whole situation of his mouth being sewed shut. And then he opens his mouth, ripping open his lips, and he is now able to speak again. And then that's pretty much the opening of the movie, because then we see the Saw 4 title card, which I thought, hey, look, the movie started. Yay.
Okay. Which I did. I love that trap just for the if they had just that basic element of communication, it would have been over in a second.
Oh, yeah.
But because they didn't. That's like, yeah, I really like the inventiveness of that trap.
Yeah, it was a pretty good trap.
Just and like, if you can't have that sort of basic communication, are you as a person able to work out things with the other guy? Apparently not. At least not in this case.
And so So let me see here. What's another point that I wanted to note here? Okay. Agent Strawn.
Oh, here we go. Yeah,
I just feel
I only say that because I am not actually a fan of Agent Strom. I think that guy's a bit of a prick.
Is anyone a fan? I mean,
no, it's basically, see, it's this thing that, again, what FBI, you know what I'm saying, FBI and I'm saying federal, what are they like? You know what I'm saying? And what do they act like? And it's just like, I truly believe that what made him seem like the biggest asshole is basically pulling Jill Tuck in and interrogating her about this bullshit. With a lot of stuff you could have worked out on your own. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, a lot of that shit you could have worked out on your own. Like you just needed somebody. You just needed somebody that you felt that was connected to Jigsaw because he's dead. You need somebody to connect. You need somebody that's connected to him to be able to shit on for a little while you're investigating this. That's what it's kind of felt like to me, honestly. To put it,
and she even tells him as such, like, "What are you going to get outside of the hours of interrogation footage or whatever else that I've already, done?"
Like I said, he wanted to act.
Like
He
the
tried to
first
act
thing
like
she says.
he tried to act like there's something that she can give. They might lead us. They might lead us to this. Might lead us to that. But like I said, a lot of information he could have worked out on his own. Like I said, he just needed somebody to shit on while he was doing it. That's all. He could have found that. He could have found that warehouse, that building without her. He didn't need her for that. All that information, like she said, was there. Her son's name, everything like that. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit was there. They could, he could have easily found that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he just needed somebody that he felt like was connected, that was close as close can be to John Kramer, so that he can kind of just basically, you know what I'm saying? That's all the whole time. That's it. I just wanted to make sure I got that out there, kind of short and sweet. that's not much more. I mean, because of course he figures in to the other part toward the end here that we're coming up on. But I just wanted to make sure that I got that out there. That's about as much and his head forward. You know, we're only going to tell them that every part of it, like that part, and what was main parts that made him represent the stereotype of shitty feds and whatnot. Oh yeah, don't tell them that they could be in fucking danger. You know what I'm saying? We'll keep this stuff close to the vest and just blah 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 blah. It's just more of that shit, more of that. Police are low level, detectives are low level. You know what I'm saying? Fuck them. It's more of that. It's just like, come on, man. It's that type of stuff that does not make this, that makes people feel like feds are pricks, and they always are written that way a lot of times in movies, being just complete pricks. And we're better than you. You're nothing. We'll arrest you for homeland security charges or whatever if you keep talking. And you police force, fuck you guys. It's just like you're at the state level. You're at the state level. We're at the federal level. It's that bullshit. So that's all it was. Got his.
You don't need to know shit until it's. Oh wait.
Got his protege.
I think we're fucked. But we're still not going to tell you much. But maybe help us sometimes.
Got his protege fucked up and everything like that. I think I put that on him.
Which could be. I'll put that on him, but I'll put that on her too. Why the fuck would you get close to one of those things?
But why? I mean, it's his arrogance.
Creepy, creepy doll giving us ominous warnings. Well, not the doll. The doll's not speaking, but why the fuck would you get anywhere near close to that thing?
Because look, see, it's Strom and his arrogance, and when they come on the scene, they control the room and everything like that. He's a leader. It's up to him to pull her back off of that shit, man. You could tell her not your call.
She also didn't have to lean right into it,
but he's a leader. If it's not her call to tell, to tell some of these detectives that they might be in danger, from this situation, then be a leader. If you think no, we're not going to do that, and you're not going to say anything, then be a leader. If she's getting too close to something and we haven't secured this yet, you got to pull her back. You got to be the fucking leader here, man. You can keep claiming, you can keep walking around, with your chest out, but at that point, it was up to you to be a leader. You hadn't secured that scene yet. Why would you be doing that? That thing is still doing things. It's laughing. It's doing stuff. Like why would you even let her get some? You know what I'm saying, get to something that hasn't been secured and it's still active? What are you doing? That thing
That's
is
true. Like I'll lay the fault on both of them.
I mean,
Him for not doing being a leader, but at the same I'm just saying you got this creepy doll in a circle of candles. Observe it from the doorway. That's all I'm saying.
Was she acting like a doofy was she acting like a doofy rookie? Yes, but rookies, but like I said, when you have her as your protege and it's not her call, you're the senior agent. You need to basically be a leader and pull back. You hadn't secured this scene, but with his arrogance and his dick swinging arrogance, it's like she just felt like it allowed her to feel comfortable and that like the scene was secured. And even though this thing was still laughing and saying things and stuff like that, it was still doing that. It's like, it's crazy. That's why I say I put that on. For me, I put that on Strom. Honestly, totally put that on him. It's always him running into it, and that's ultimately what his undoing was in this movie. That was ultimately the thing that got him fucked up. Charging into that situation, dick swinging arrogance, all alone, no backup, no nothing. And you do this and you get caught up. Come the fuck on. It's ultimately his telltale thing that you knew that was going to get him fucked up in the end.
And following the wrong lead.
Or just following the right one, but just thinking it's all about him, his dick swinging arrogance and his glory. I don't need backup. I'm going to come in there with my fucking one gun and I'm taking him down because that's me. That's who I am. I hit the walls. I hit the walls right beside where women are to intimidate them because my dick swinging arrogance. That's just,
fucking just flopping his hairy Titan dick all over the place.
No, he's not a Titan. Trust me. That's not Titan behavior right there. That's not beast Titan behavior.
Titans don't have dicks. What are you talking about?
Hey man, there's a lot of fur down there, Charles. There's a lot of fur down there, man. You don't know. A lot of fur there.
I thought never mind. Nope. No. All right.
God damn it. Now I want to know what you were thinking. I dare you.
Yeah, I know. I ripped the carpet right out from under you.
It's just rude is what it is.
Yeah.
But spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the other Saw movies, which I imagine there's very few who are actually watching these things who haven't. But was it the next movie where Strom finds himself in a trap?
At the end of Saw 4, Strom ends up finding the room where Jigsaw's body is, and Hoffman traps him in that room. And then at the beginning of Saw 5, we see Strom in a trap where
it's like a some kind of box or something.
It's a box, yeah. And there are these two tubes that are going to feed water into it. And what happens is Strom finds a pen in his pocket, and what he does is he unscrews all the stuff from the pen to where it's just basically a little pipe, and he stabs the pipe into his throat so it goes into his windpipe, and he is able to close his mouth and he's able to breathe through that pipe in his throat. He basically gives himself a tracheotomy, like a poor man's tracheotomy, and that is how he is able to survive the trap. And then the next scene that we see is Strom with a bandage over his throat in a hospital room while he is like sitting over Perez's unconscious like body in a bed in a hospital. And Strom then talks to other FBI agents, and he says that he wants to talk to Jill Tuck one more time. And
Okay.
that's like all I really remember.
Yeah. Like, I thought I didn't remember this one so much, but I think this is the last one I like really have significant memories of. As I was watching it, it's like pretty much as I got to each sort of thing, I was just like, oh, okay, I remember this a lot better than I thought. Same might happen with 5, 6, and 7, but I feel like it's less likely.
Yeah. But no, it's just I only remember like a few things from Saw 5. Like for example, one of the things I remember is that the people in the traps in Saw 5, one of the people I remember is Julie Benz. I remember Julie Benz is one of the victims.
Yeah, because she was
And
like I think she was like a drug addict or something. I think.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, she's like one of like the only people I remember that are in the traps.
Hmm.
Trying to remember. I also remember what happens to Peter Strom, Agent Strom. I remember what happens to him. He figures out that Hoffman is the Jigsaw killer, and he
Yeah.
chases him down, follows him into one of the trap rooms, throws him into what he believes is the trap, when in reality it's the one thing that would have protected Strom. And he sees that. Well, you know what? No, I'm not going to go further into that because that's
Yeah.
spoiler
Hold
territory.
it back. Yeah.
Yeah,
Next week. Next
yeah,
week we
yeah.
shall
Next week,
delve deeper into this.
yeah, we'll delve deeper into it.
But do you remember which one? And I randomly remembered this when I was watching 4. I don't even know why. But Chester Bennington from Linkin Park, was that 7 he was in?
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. I do remember what you're talking about. He played like a white supremacist,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I just
he
can't
was
remember which
glued to
one it
the
was.
inside of a car.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it was Saw 7 or 3D, but I can't recall exactly.
I refuse to call that Saw 3D. I will never call it that. I will call that Saw 7 because
Okay,
that's what it
he,
is. I will
he
either
says
call it
yes,
Saw
7.
7 or Saw the final chapter. I will never call it Saw 3D. Fuck that.
Yeah,
That whole fad about making 3D the new hip and cool thing in movies, they added 3D to so much shit, and most of the time it wasn't even necessary.
yeah. Like the the
I
remake
know it's
of
not the
My
final
Bloody
chapter, V. It was at the time.
at the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
shut up. Stop being a prick, V. Thank you, thank you for the useful information, but stop it. But yeah, I've got the My Bloody Valentine remake with Jensen Ackles. I've got
Yes.
that on Blu-ray in 3D, which at that point was just like you get the blue and red glasses. So like, it's
Look,
it's not the greatest
the
version of
movie that
3D.
solidified my hatred for 3D movies was The Green Hornet.
Still haven't seen that with that was the Seth Rogen one, right?
Yep. That
Yeah,
movie
still
did
haven't seen
not
that movie.
need to be in 3D because throughout the entire time that I saw that movie in 3D, mind you, was a
Hmm.
couple of the action scenes and one explosion scene. That's it.
Yeah,
That's all that was in 3D. That's it. It did.
yeah,
I
like
was like, why? Why is this in 3D?
yeah,
I just wasted an extra $10 for my ticket to see this half-assed Seth Rogen movie in 3D. I want my goddamn money back.
like the only thing I've ever seen in 3D that I'm like that was worth it was Avatar.
That's probably the only
Say,
movie that ever needs to be in 3D.
say what you will about the story and stuff, which I still think sucks.
Oh yeah,
But
it
as a
does.
visual experience, that was fucking great in 3D.
Yes.
I got really high. I went to the movies, and I felt like I was in that movie. It was fucking great.
Yeah.
The
I
things were
actually
floating
regret
around me.
not
I was like,
watching.
oh, this is fucking sick.
I regret not watching the original Avatar. I regret not watching it in 3D because I didn't.
Yeah, I went to the theaters to see that, and I was like, this is great. Little things just floating around you is actually really cool. But going back to My Bloody Valentine, which again is the blue and red kind of 3D, and I watched that on a TV, but it had maybe two or three times where it was something actually sticking through the screen, like there was a scene with a pickaxe motor, and the pickaxe really sort of came at you. And while it was still kind of shitty with the red and blue 3D and obviously a TV screen, it was just yeah, the extra depth is kind of nice, but I'd rather just not. I'd
Yeah,
rather
and
just
also to comment on V's comment, I haven't seen a Spy Kids movie since I myself was an actual kid. Like,
I I haven't seen any since the first one, and I barely remember it.
yeah, I barely remember it as well. The only thing I kind of remember is that Antonio Banderas was in the movie. That's it. That's
Yeah,
all I really remember.
I remember enjoying it somewhat at the time, but it's a Robert Rodriguez movie, so I'm sure it looked fantastic. I'm sure
Oh yeah.
visually, I'm sure it played out fantastic. As far as the story, I couldn't really tell you shit, but
Mm.
I still think it's funny. Machete came from those movies. I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. I want to say maybe it was the second one because I don't really recall him being in the first one, but maybe.
Yeah, I still find that shocking that a character as violent as Machete came from a kids movie.
Yeah, because the Machete movies are just pure grindhouse gloriousness, just
Which I still
violence.
haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the Machete movies.
There's only two so far. They teased Machete in space, but the last one came out in ooh, I want to say 2013 or something like that. So maybe we'll get it someday, but Danny Trejo's getting pretty old, and we'll see. I'm still hopeful, but yeah, I'm not, holding my breath.
It's gonna be the same situation with the Hellboy movies because we've been asking for a Hellboy 3 for fucking years, and
Yeah,
Ron Perlman is like in his 80s now, so
he's got to be. If not, he's getting pretty fucking close. He has to be.
yeah.
Which I think the only reason we haven't is because I think the second one bombed pretty hard.
I don't
Like,
care. I want a Hellboy 3, damn it.
yeah, me too. Like that, I love both of those movies.
Yeah.
Some of the earliest movies I brought on Blu-ray because, goddamn,
I'm looking it up right now. I want to see how old Ron Perlman actually is.
like I want to say,
Oh no, he's not in his 80s. He's 73.
73. Okay, I was gonna say
That
late
is
60s,
younger
early
than I
70s.
expected. Holy shit.
Yeah, but to be fair, he's been pretty grizzled for a long time.
All right, I'm looking it up. Oh, okay, Ron Perlman performances, which he has been in a lot of stuff. Oh shit.
Which that's another thing I liked about Invincible. They kind of had a sort of similar to Hellboy kind of character with what was it, Damian Darkblood, the demon detective. Not exactly Hellboy, but it's kind of along the same lines. Voiced by Clancy Brown.
Of course, Clancy Brown would voice that character.
Yeah, right. I that dude is I don't think I've ever seen anything where he's been bad, voice or performance.
Well, I
He's
mean, hell,
always good.
I don't even like SpongeBob SquarePants, but yet I like him as Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, he's perfect. I used to love SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Uh-oh. Okay. We lost Damian. Okay.
Was taking
Everything
like fairly
everything
long
good?
hiatuses.
Yeah, you dropped
Yeah,
out for a second. Everything good?
yeah, everything good.
Okay.
Stupid internet being stupid internet. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Used to love SpongeBob when I was a kid. I don't know if it still holds up, but I know it's like I'm fairly sure it's still. I think it's still going. It's one of those shows. It's like I think they take like years between seasons now. It's one of those. But I did just learn. You're an Aqua Teen Hunger Force fan, right?
I haven't watched it in years, but I liked it when I did watch it.
Okay, well, yeah. Apparently, in November, I think late November, they're coming back with like a mini season, like a 5 episode season. I guess maybe they're testing given how short it is, they're testing the waters to see like, you know, if it rates well, maybe they'll do more. At least
Okay.
I'm hoping because they did a movie late last year.
I remember hearing about that movie.
Yeah, it was Aqua Teen. I can't even remember. It was Plantgasm. Like, I can't remember the exact full title. They've been kind of fuckers with that sort of shit for a long time now. They kept
Yeah.
changing the actual title of the show, the Aqua Teen Hunger Force, to I can't even remember. They kept changing it, but yeah, I hope they do more because it kind of show that you could really just keep going indefinitely. It's not like it has a particularly ongoing storyline or anything. You can just
Hmm.
do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, do we have anything else to discuss about Saw 4?
Let's see. Hmm. Really? No, I think we've covered most of it, really.
All right. Well, Stone did say that he had to drop out at like 1 o'clock, so it's after 1 here.
Oh, it is. Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was trying to work out the time before. See, might not be coming back.
Yeah. He might
All
not.
right.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I guess we've covered everything we need to cover, so
Yep.
I
I
can
think
just
we. I
end
think
it.
we did. So, you want me to close this out?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for stopping by and checking out this week's issue of TEE TV. I don't know why I called it issue because this is not a comic book. Um, but we, as well as clearly we did, we discussed season 2 of Attack on Titan and Saw 4, along with assortment of other discussions. Next week, we are going to be discussing season 3 of Attack on Titan and Saw 5, along with assortment of other discussions. We look forward to seeing you there. And as always, thanks for stopping by. And we look forward to seeing you there. So, as always, bye bye, everyone.